Have you ever heard this? If you have, listen.
Jac Carson in the building. What's up, bro?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
What's up, two gentlemen?
The double dose Anyos is awesome.
Do you got the board like you can do the...
I can't do. I
Double
don't have
trouble.
soundboards ready, but
Sorry, we'll add it in
I'm
post.
switching. Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah.
air horns. You know,
just finished
all
a
the fun
gig?
stuff.
Yeah.
At Friends Bar?
Yeah, Friends Bar.
12 to 3?
12 to 3. Noon to
That's-
3 every Monday, every Thursday.
Is that when you're the first person to play
Yeah.
of the day?
Yeah, and there, look, there's a bunch of things you can say about Friends a million different ways, but they're the only bar that still stands on business in Austin of music all day, every day.
Yeah.
So credit to them.
True. Very
What
true.
else am I
And-
going to do noon to 3?
Exactly. And also, it's like, I love that Gary still stops in occasionally. Not
Yeah.
like a lot, but he'll
No,
occasionally
every
drop
once in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
I've played that set, the noon to 3 set. Also, what's up, listeners? There's the camera.
Number 76 here.
Yeah, I've played that noon to 3 set for probably like 4 years now. And I've met him twice doing it. He's an incredibly nice man, very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but
very tall.
But he is very nice, and I
saw
mean,
him.
you know him when he walks in. He's
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that just has that presence that, like, when he walks in, you're like, oh shit, he's here.
It was very
Sort of thing,
cool. And
yeah.
the first, and he remembered my name last time, and I made a weird sound into the mic when he did that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll see you, Gary. He walked in for a song, walked out, and I'm like, see, man, you remember my name? He goes, Jac with no K, and I go, ah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
it was unintentional, but
I saw him at Sea Boys not too long ago, and
cool.
on a Tuesday with the group when I think it was Groove Line was there, and then I was just like walked up by and was like, just said what's up, and he's like, we started chatting or whatever, and he's like, yeah, he mentioned having seen a couple clips of this.
That's
and
pretty
I was
cool,
like,
dude.
Rah.
That's
Yeah,
definitely
he's
a
awesome.
stroke of the ego right there a little bit. It was nice.
Well, it's cool. A little part of it's got to be cool for him, I'd imagine, being like one of the biggest like Austin
Touchstones.
celebrities, and for sure one of the I would say the biggest Austin musician.
I mean,
for sure.
Living,
living.
I would only argue Jimmy because of the legendary status that he has as a like musician.
Yeah,
and-
but it's a little bit like LeBron Jordan, right? It's about the longevity.
yeah. Well, and
just because
I
her
mean,
career's cut short doesn't mean it's not great.
yeah,
but,
no, but and also like, Jimmy's still plays, so he's
No, that's fair.
yeah, but Gary's my like the guy that I look at as like the Austin's favorite son, I guess, if
Yeah.
you would, yeah,
The
'Cause he's
prodigal
just-
son sort of thing.
Yeah, he's just. I mean, he came through. He he's been in the scene since he was a kid, dude. Like since forever.
Well,
But-
one thing that's pretty cool. So this is the coolest story about him that I have. So one time I was playing, and just at Friends Bar, noon to 3, and we had been getting complaints from this fucking stupid company that had moved in right above us, and they put a podcast studio. As if the world needs more podcasts. They put a podcast studio above where the speakers are. They were some digital social media marketing company, right? I'll just say their name. They're out of business. Ibble.
Yeah.
Fuck Ibble. And they would complain to the landlords at Friends that they could hear the music
You're like,
into their office. And it's like, dude,
It's
you
a-
moved. Obviously,
it's a music venue.
Yeah. Obviously, you paid someone to go
Did
and
you do
find
your
you office
research?
space, but clearly they didn't.
Yeah.
And there was this
and
whole
if you're
thing
gonna
going
get
on.
office space off fucking Dirty Sixth,
Yeah, it's insane.
what do you expect?
Well,
what do you
I
think's
mean,
gonna happen?
That was kind of my thing.
that's
So
so
we had been
dumb.
in this thing for a little bit about it, and he walked in. It was the first time I'd ever met him, and I played a couple songs of my, they were mine. I think he liked them because he stuck around, and then he came up to the front, and I'm like, "Hey man, what do you? I know who you are. What do you want to hear?" He said, "Play me something old," and I started playing. Have you ever loved a woman? Super old blues song. Famous by Derek and the Dominoes. I think it was Albert King was the first guy. But halfway through playing it, the bar manager came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, we gotta shut it down." I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, there's like 3 people in the bar, but one of them's Gary Clark Jr. Like, this is ridiculous. He's like, dude, I'm really sorry, like, but we have to. And I told him while playing what was going on in the mic, and I'm like, I don't know. I guess I gotta stop. And I did a big, it's a soulful blues song, so you do a huge belty
Closer.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if I should yell into the mic or I can back
I mean,
up. It's the big
You know how to work it.
like that kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got in trouble for doing it. And got a text from the GM being like, if we're in the middle of a fucking feud over sound, don't yell into the mic. But I get off stage and talk to Gary, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, like you're one of my heroes. I was a little embarrassed, and he's like, dude, it's fucking bullshit, man. He's like, I don't understand what this is. He's like, I come downtown, and I want to see what's going on. It's the only place doing music. It's the place I can play. And like they're trying to shut it down for what? What the fuck is this company?
Yeah.
He finds out the company name. Now this part's the alleged part, but it almost certainly definitely happened. He messages them and is like, who the fuck do you guys think you are? Stop complaining about live music in downtown Austin. And we didn't get a sound complaint after that, but he was livid and furious and pissed. And then, it's this whole thing. And then the company ended up going bankrupt. So ball don't lie,
Ball don't lie, bro. Ball, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Ball don't lie.
Also, if you're a social media management company and then you are on Instagram and I find you on Instagram and you have like 200 followers and all of your videos have like 12 views, how good of a job are you doing at the one thing you're
that's literally the thing.
That's the thing you're supposed to do and you can't do it well. Like I never claim to do what I do well, but at least there's a place for it. I'm not,
Well, it's just common sense, you would think, if you're going to rent, because 6th Street Dirty Six is like, it's all year round. There's shit going on all the time, and daytime, nighttime, all the time. It's Dirty Six. Like, you can't go there and expect a quiet environment,
No, you can't. It's
office hours.
Look,
there are no office hours on Dirty Six.
Even during the day, if it's, you're not going to hear a lot of music anymore. You'll hear me.
Right.
Noon to 3, Mondays, Thursdays. And also the other days, other people play too. I should say that.
You'll hear me on Saturdays.
Shout out, Bercy. Hey, there we go. Oh, there we go. So it works out perfectly.
Been over there.
But yeah, there's homeless people yelling. There's trucks that go constantly. Like,
yeah.
I was playing today. The amount of noise that comes from like a U.S. foods truck.
Well, you
just
gotta
idling and unloading is as loud as anything I'm doing inside of a bar.
You gotta be able to just do
your
your
thing.
thing.
Look, they couldn't take it.
Yeah. It's like
they ibbled their way on out of here. Yeah. It's a verb now. It means to embarrass yourself and then go bankrupt and leave.
Yeah. Yeah. And ultimately, Friends Bar to me, it's like one of the, staples at this point.
Yeah.
of the downtown live music scene. You've got definitely other venues, but when you talk about what, like you said, all day blues or whatever, just music all the time, it's like the tradition of Austin. It's what it is. It's like, to me, that was the dumbest fucking thing ever. Whoever scouted that location is a
so
fucking
stupid.
idiot.
Yeah, it's really probably
what it is.
not the
But thanks to Gary Clark for
shout out Gary Clark for maybe doing that, maybe not. But rumor on the street is that you're a hero, bud. So
I see people fan out with Gary, and it's like I don't ever do that. I'm like I just try to be cool with him, like when I see him, because he's super chill. You know what I mean? And you can't be coming at like, it's like it's just what's up?
Yeah.
But I found whenever my interactions, like he remembered me from we had met a few years ago when I was doing Beats and Bits at the Jade Room.
Oh, nice.
And we were talking about comedy, and that's where I was like, oh shit, because I was talking about to him about Patrice, and I was like, he knew Patrice, and not comedy lovers know Patrice O'Neill, but the regular general person doesn't. A lot of them don't know who he is, and so when he knew Patrice, I was like, oh, comedy, bro.
Yeah.
So whenever I saw him and he had mentioned seeing some clips, I'm like, bro. I was like, I had literally was just like, you should come on sometime, bro. We should talk some comedy, whatever, let's hang out. And then some other people walked up and they're like, hey, because
I'd be curious.
Everybody wants a piece of him when he's out and around, But yeah, he's been on our list because we're, how could we be a legitimate Austin music podcast if we haven't had Gary Clark Jr.?
I think that's fair.
He's
and
kind of like
listen,
our
guys, if you want a little,
you're official.
It's your white whale. Look, if you want a surefire way to meet him, just hang out at Friends Bar noon to 3, and then once every 2 years, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
It's as good a way as any.
I see him around. I saw him like twice. I hadn't seen him much at all, and then within like a couple of weeks, I saw him at one night at C-Boys, and then on a Thursday with the homies. So it was like, he's around. He's just, I was like, I was like, yo, I haven't seen you out a little bit. He's like, he's like been in the studio and stuff. So
he's also got a family.
He's got a family. He's got. I mean, you get to that point where, but like, I feel like still, and the same applies to like stand-ups, dude. Like, there's, you know how there's comics that they'll get successful in stand-up and then they'll just like move on. And then
I've never met a comedian who's gotten. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
no,
Eddie Murphy.
No, I know who you're.
You know, like I'm.
Oh,
talking,
from Daddy Daycare. I love that
Stupid
movie.
ass. But I mean, like, and then there's other cats like your George Carlins who just they had a semi-successful movie career, but he was never really known for movies. He was always a stand-up, and it's like, to me, it's like Gary's a music. He's like a blues guitar player, like through and through. It's in his bones, and so like he's got to get on a stage every now and then. I just knowing him, and not just like a stage that's like he wants to go out sometimes and just be in the places where he's not expected to be there. Yeah, and it's like, you know, you go to his show. Obviously, it's his show. He's like, but it's a different thing for him. I think that I'm sure he probably appreciates whenever he's out to be able to be like not having it, but because like that night too that I saw him with Grooveline or at the on Tuesday. What's his face? Marcus King was supposed to be there, and he didn't show up. He got sick, I guess. Oh, and so they were like asking Gary.
Feel better, Marcus.
They were like asking Gary if he wanted to like. It was like, hey, Gary's here. We'll fucking have him and sit in instead. And, but he was like, he didn't want to. So I'm like, you know what? I respect that. You know, it's like he's out. He's all the time playing. He's like
shy guy.
Yeah, well,
that's why he never responds to my DMs. He's just shy about it.
He doesn't respond to anybody's DMs.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
dude. It's just
I mean, ultimately,
he's just nervous. But I'm here to tell you, Gary, you don't need to be nervous.
Well, and
we can be friends. We can be cool friends. We can hang out.
Jack doesn't bite, you know? He's not going to hurt you.
I know you're intimidated by me because of my cool Ray-Bans.
I appreciate that you're speaking about him like he's listening to this.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Well, look, you said it yourself. Sometimes the clips pop up. You never know. I just want to say, dude, we can have a real chill time. We can, you know, I don't know if you play board games. My friend, we just played, you know, a game called Ruination. It only took 2 hours for us to learn all the rules. If that sounds exciting for you, we'll come to you. We'll come to your house outside Austin and hang out with your family, and we'll teach them all a complicated board game. I am not patient with kids, though. I hope that's not an issue.
Stupid, dude, bro. You know, also
so
too, Dave Scher we had on too with, and he like
talented man.
Yeah, no, he's great, man. He like started back in the day. Like he's known Gary since they were like teenagers. You know what I mean? And
that's cool.
It's cool. I actually was like, I had him on and I totally forgot, didn't ask him, and I was like, man, I should have. But like, just curious about like, are you ever on stage with like Eric Johnson and then you just find yourself like, like fanning?
Yeah, I'd imagine
on stage with him. You know, because I'm like, I've got to think there maybe are some moments there where he's been like, just because
it's gotta be right.
It's like, like like I would love to play with Gary. It would be amazing. But it's like there would be that level of like, oh damn, like this is.
Yeah, it's like athletes whenever they, it's a big thing going on with like basketball right now. It's LeBron's last year, but he's played since 2003, right?
Right.
So there are.
Did he say it's his last year?
Mm-hmm. So there are guys in the league. Yeah, confirmed. He said.
Did he sign with him
last year? No, not yet. As of the recording of this podcast, LeBron James has not signed with them.
Still a free
agent.
agent.
No, let's be the first ones to report it. LeBron James going to the Washington Wizards. That's going to be the real legacy defying thing for Jordan is it's going to be who was better on the Wizards, and that's going to be the final
debate right now. Let's end this debate right now.
I'm more of a Kareem
guy.
There's not
a debate.
Well, yes,
there's not
the
even
last good GOAT debate.
LeBron James isn't even as great as Tim Duncan.
That's crazy.
And I don't care. I don't give a fuck about your points. I don't care.
That's
Look
crazy.
at Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki has more all-time points than Tim Duncan.
That's fine.
Who would argue that he's a better player?
I think actually a lot
Nobody
of people would. Okay, well, if you're just talking that alone,
a lot of idiots would.
Well,
maybe.
if we're gonna do, look, if we're gonna
anyone that
we're gonna
knows
talk
basketball
ball, we can
would
talk
never
ball.
try to
I
make
would go
that
neither
argument.
of them. I would take Kevin Garnett.
That's also stupid.
That's not stupid. Kevin Garnett was vicious.
Tim Duncan
man.
is sure he was, but Tim Duncan fucking owned him.
Well, then this
owned him.
Well, here's
I
the
was
thing.
there. I was watching it. I remember.
Well, listen, Tim Duncan had a better, longer career. I would say Kevin Garnett's peak was way better.
Kevin Garnett's teams never got the better of him in any playoffs. Ever.
No.
They beat the T-Wolves like that was like part of the every year. It was like the annual
teams.
We got to beat the T. We got to take the T-Wolves out.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like
in fairness, he had David Robinson and Kevin Garnett had.
or maybe
had
maybe the
late
better
stage
way to
Latrell
put that
Sprewell.
would be that David Robinson had him, because David Robinson was there for a long time before Tim Duncan and never even
Admiral
got to
was
the
a great player.
finals, much less won.
Yeah.
So, I don't even think there's a debate with LeBron is great, bro, but he's
LeBron is easily second. I kind of take the. So here's the thing. I think it's the last actually good GOAT debate in sports, because every other one has kind of been decided or can't be decided. Because how do you decide like baseball, right? It's hockey is Wayne Gretzky. He's so far above everyone else. Whatever argument you want to make is a bad faith argument. In football, I grew up. I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a huge Steelers fan. No, and I despise this person, but no one is better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady has every statistic you could want, every intangible thing you could want. It's the most wins. He has more Super Bowls than any team.
Yeah.
So any argument you try and he played longer and he did everything, right? And I despise him.
Tom Brady
But any
is
argument
as
you're
good
gonna-
as MJ was, except even better, because the comparison
length
with
of
MJ
LeBron's
would have been
career?
if MJ won a title with the Wizards. That's what.
Well, the real
that's
comparison
what Tom Brady
is
did
what
with
if,
the Bucks.
Well, the real thing would be what if MJ played 20 plus years, because that's what Brady did.
True.
That's
But-
what
and
Brady
that's
did,
why-
and that's also. But my whole thing is the last really good one is LeBron and Jordan, because you can make all these different points, and basketball is something where you can really get into this one is better than this, because position matters a little less than it does in a lot of other sports. The thing is, I kind of just go with if someone's passionate either for Jordan against Jordan, whatever, for LeBron against LeBron, whatever it is, I kind of go with the opposite because I think it's a fun thing. However, to say LeBron isn't top 2 all time is objectively crazy. That would be like if someone was a huge LeBron guy and they're like, honestly,
It's
I
not
think
objectively
Kobe's
crazy, bro.
better than Michael Jordan. Like
It's
that's
not
objectively
objectively
crazy.
crazy.
Dude,
It's
he's
not.
played like 23 years and he's never had a dip in his game.
LeBron arguably isn't even in the best player of his generation. You could
That's
say
insane.
he is.
No,
You
I
could
mean
say
that's
he
crazy.
is, but the competition, like Steph has 4 titles, just like him.
Yeah.
Steph got the better of him in the finals more times than not. Tim Duncan got the better of him in the finals more times than not. So all these legends, he always lost, and it's like that gets for some reason not factored.
But to be clear, I love
And I don't
Tim
get it.
Duncan and I love Steph. You clearly hate LeBron.
It's not that I hate LeBron.
You can't even say it with
I
a straight
don't.
face.
I
Look
don't.
at the smile.
Dog, I
insane.
don't. I don't hate him, bro. I've always been like his rookie season. I specifically got tickets to the Cavs game because I wanted to go see him play. I was like, this guy's incredible, right? And it's like, I respect the fuck
His
out of
rookie
him.
season,
but
I was 10 years
He's not
old.
as good as people make him out.
He is absolutely
not.
that good. Dude, where's the dip? It doesn't matter.
He's got
This is all you need, dude, is his rookie season. All right, I'm almost 33.
Okay.
So I would have been 10 years old, 9 years old at the time, his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm turning 33 this year. From his rookie season, from when I was 9 till now, he has not stopped playing and never had a dip in his play. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's crazy. And that's something no one else has done. It's something Jordan didn't do. We
No.
saw what Jordan looked like at 40. He was drunk on the Wizards.
right, but you're right. He's the longevity
Yeah.
king.
And I
Nobody's
think something that gets lost with other I'm just going to shoot down a couple other arguments. I have nothing against Tim Duncan. I love Tim Duncan. I think Tim Duncan is the most underrated superstar of all time. And that's the reason why no one puts him in the top 5, but he is arguably a top 5 player of all time.
Agreed.
The biggest one that I have issue with is when people say Kobe is better than LeBron. Because everyone is so hard on all of these different things that LeBron has done through his career. Oh, puts asterisks on every finals. Everyone forgets Kobe's last decade was kind of meaningless.
Yeah.
Except for a really big rise at the
his
end
last half
because
decade.
his last game was so
his last 5
so
seasons were pretty
sick.
They won his last title it was he played
His teams
5 or
were
6 more
bad and he
seasons.
was hurt and he's not a bad player. Kobe Bryant is a great player,
Yeah, well, yeah.
but he
was
but
playing-
his teams were
Those last few
were
years
actually meaningless,
Those last
and
few
then
years,
he
he
kept
had
getting hurt.
nothing around him at
So
all.
where's in my mind, he's not better than Kareem. He's not better than Tim Duncan. He's not better than Steph.
I'll tell you about this about Kobe Bryant.
Which
bro.
really I like to say because there's the actual any animosity I have is not towards any player. I hate Kobe fans.
Well, I
hate
hated
Kobe fans
hated
and I
Kobe.
hate Laker fans.
I hated Kobe as
that's fair.
as a player.
Were you a hotel maid?
Huh? I was a Spurs fan. So yeah, I mean, and like there were some epic playoff battles between the Spurs and the Lakers in those 2000s. I mean, just crazy. And I'll say this about Kobe, bro, versus like LeBron. Kobe struck fear into my heart as a fan in a way that LeBron never did. Just never did. I never was afraid of LeBron as a fan the way that I was of Kobe. And I'm not saying that Kobe hit every shot that he made, that he didn't, but that guy, man, I mean, I remember I got like courtside seats, like 8th row when he came, like his first season as 24, when he changed his number.
That's pretty cool.
And bro, I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
This guy is so fucking good. It's like, it's unbelievable to see it. And you're like, and LeBron is a physical specimen of epic, like we've never seen it in the NBA, like LeBron, right? But when I talk about like, what is it that makes a great player? It's the same thing with Jordan, bro. Jordan, everyone was terrified of Jordan.
Yeah.
And LeBron is friends with half the fucking league.
Yeah.
There was a different breed of player that existed then that he's not. And actually Wemby, he's bringing it back. He fucking hates Chet Holmgren.
He does hate
not
Chet.
like Chet.
Well, that's
dude.
an old feud too. That's like a childhood
But that's
feud.
a good the NBA needs that.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Because it's like people get tired of this. Like they're all friends, and then they may go join up next season on the super team somewhere. It's like there's no franchise loyalty. At least there hasn't been in the last decade or so.
Well, in fairness, the NBA also did a lot to make it so that teams can keep these stars and keep them from going away.
Right. But
and
I mean,
stuff
but
like that,
there's
because
still
that's like we were talking about Kevin Garnett. He's my favorite player ever is Kevin Garnett. I don't think he's the best ever, but he's by far definitely my favorite.
Anything is possible. Dude, have you
Bro, he's
seen
the
that?
biggest,
Pull that up, dude. Pull up Kevin Garnett in the finals, and then pull up fucking Jason Tatum ripping him and doing the same fucking thing after they won
Jason Tatum's so corny,
Dude,
He's good.
I was like, bro,
but,
if you're like, don't steal his line.
Yeah, I agree.
Come up with a new one, dog.
I agree completely.
Well, is it Kevin Garnett?
Kevin Garnett. Anything
Let's just
is
watch.
possible.
Actually, you know what? Instead of
just put
podcast, can we
anything is
just
possible.
do Kevin Garnett highlights?
No, we're not doing a lot of this because we get fucking strikes for it.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
this is fucking great.
Yeah.
This
This one here?
Yeah, that one.
Kevin, 11-time All-Star, League MVP,
That's sick, dude.
Defensive Player of
He
the
deserved
Year.
it.
Now it's time to add to your resume, NBA champion. How does that sound?
Man, I'm so hyped right now.
So hype.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Now pull up Jason Tatum after they won. Now this is the same fucking thing, dude. Just type in Jason Tatum. Like, you don't even have to clear that. Jason, well, fine. Yeah, just Jason Tatum.
Anything is
and then
possible.
anything is possible. Yeah, because it's like the same thing basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that one. Just
This
do
one here?
the
Yeah,
short.
That's
yeah.
why he's.
I'm so hyped right now.
This is what we really need of this.
This is it. Yeah.
This is what the fans want.
Anything's possible.
Dude.
We did it.
Oh my God! Look at his eyes.
We did it. Oh my God, we did it.
So much emotion.
What that
So
is,
cheesy,
what
dude.
that is like this Mitch Hedberg kid, right? Stealing essence. It's just an essence thing. He's doing what Kevin Garnett didn't say the same words, but it was the same way of like, yeah.
Jaylen Brown trade's crazy too.
Well,
I spent a lot of time in Philly. I went to school there and everything. It's a wild one I did not see happening.
the problem,
Oh,
dude,
look at
with
that guy.
the problem with most of these franchises is that like they don't want to do the work to build a franchise. They want to just buy one. Like the Lakers have always just wanted to buy a contender. And when you develop teams, like you see what OKC has done, what the Spurs have now done, these are teams that are like the core is all drafted and they're all like, there's a camaraderie with them as like a team. Whereas you bring in guys that are free agents and it's like it's a business, a lot of it.
Well,
and
that's
it's like,
what
and
Boston
it's still a business.
did.
Yeah.
and then they ruined it with one of their homegrown players.
Well, Boston is the
'Cause-
first super team. They started all of that.
I know. Which everyone hates on LeBron for doing the whole super tune thing. It was
Ray Allen,
Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett.
fucking Jesus Shuttlesworth. Fucking, ugh, I hate that.
All right, what's up? All right, well, this has been
This has been ball
this has been
talk.
ball talk. Ah, I was about to say it. Yeah,
There you go.
this is ball talk with
You know what?
Joni and
This
the
is thing
Beat.
People are like, "What's your
on
podcast about?" I'm like,
99.9.
"Whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I don't care."
That's right.
I'm over here
Conspiracies.
just
Yeah,
as
what
a
else you wanna-
non-basketball fan, just
Dude, you know
enjoying
what's funny?
the talk.
Basketball's not even like my main sport to talk about.
What
I
is
just
it?
football for sure.
Football?
Yeah, I'm Pittsburgh kid. Hey, can you get off your phone, man? God, no.
No, I was trying to look at something actually.
Who's
What's up,
your
Cody?
team?
What do you want? It's Steelers.
Steelers, yeah.
Steelers?
Diehard
Yeah,
Steelers fan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good this
I'm
year.
a
too.
Cowboys fan, unfortunately.
Well, you know what? Okay, so this is probably good podcasting actually, because this is something I was telling someone over the weekend, and then I've felt this for a few years. Cowboys fans. Everyone makes fun of you guys because of, every year's our year, blah, blah, blah. You were good so many years ago. And it's not that you're bad. It's just every year it's not quite your year, all this stuff. I moved to Texas with that impression. I realized Steelers fans and Cowboys fans are not that different. We just have like 15 years more before it gets sad because Ben got us the 2 and the 3 appearances going into the 2010s.
Yeah.
Where we just moved the clock back on us being the exact same fandom of, oh, dude, we have the most Super Bowls, we have the most playoff wins, we have the most wins, we're the greatest franchise ever, and this year's our year. Because, as you know, as much as people want to say different things about Jerry Jones, every year could be your year. He's a great talent evaluator. He brings in good talent. He knows how to
I disagree with
draft the team. Well, that's
I think he's a great businessman. He's the best businessman in the history of the NFL.
it,
And in
that's for
fact,
sure.
He
is also though a very good talent evaluator.
Well, his only skill is if he puts people. He's like, there's moments where he's like, let Bill Parcells come in, and guess what? The team was better because of the fact that Bill Parcells was running the ship the way he wanted to. And guess what? Jerry can't handle that. His ego's too big. Jerry needs to feel like he was a part of it in a way that feels meaningful to him in order to like get his.
Well, I agree
fucking
with
rocks
that
off.
completely. Although he is also, and you can
He
flip
should
it
be
the other
signing
way.
fucking checks, is what he should be doing.
Well, you know, the other thing you can flip with him is that he does, when he likes someone, he really likes someone and sticks with him for too long. So it's the flip side of what do you think
That's
Jason
actually
Garrett
not
was?
true
Do you
anymore after
think
Micah
Jason-
Parsons.
Well,
That
here's
shit
the
was
thing.
crazy.
Well, if you follow the news, you know, do you think, here's the other thing with Micah, do you think him and Micah wanted to work it out and it just got to a point where they couldn't? Because apparently that's what happened. Now, the thing with Micah
I
that
think that was
I
Jerry's
really
ego.
dislike is I think Micah's agent is a scumbag.
Well,
Because his agent is Deshaun's agent, his agent is George Pickens' agent, his agent is Buda Baker's agent, and it's this guy who has one play, and it's, if we do these big media holdouts, we can make you the richest at your position. And it's worked for all of his clients except Pickens so far. But that's this one guy's play. And that's the thing that doesn't get talked about because Jerry has a very specific way of doing his deals. He comes in, he says, what do you want? We can help make it happen. And it usually gets him about a month of Cowboys being in the media, and then they sign a deal to make someone usually, if not the richest to the fourth richest, they end up getting this big contract that ends up working like 2 years later. But Jerry's thing is once he makes the handshake deal with you and saying, are we good? Is this what we're going to do? That's fine.
That's
and that
what happened
normally
with
works
Micah.
with a lot of people. Well, that's the thing. And then Micah's agent was like, I think we can get more. And he was technically right because when he got
it's kind
traded,
of-
he ended up getting more from Green Bay.
It's kind of a little like kind of just snake in the grass-ish to deliberately like try to keep a player's agent out of negotiations when you're negotiating with him though, and he knew better. You know, he knew this is a handshake deal. He assumed that was good, but it's like at the same time, the fact that you were trying to do this without his agent present is kind of shady, in my opinion.
It's also how he does deals.
You know?
Right?
But
So
it's
that's
like,
if
you've
you
gotta
are
factor
Jerry Jones
that.
and you own the Cowboys, that's one of those things where it's like, this is my team, this is how I do deals. This worked with Dak, this worked with Zeke, this worked with, you know, Tony, this worked with Dez, this works with everybody I've ever had. And it worked with you, Micah, who apparently they were, you know, they got along very well before that. He loves Mike. He loves his stars. Jerry loves his stars, right? And then once he
loves his
once
ego
he kind of
more.
went back on it, yeah, he does. Well, dude, I'm not saying Jerry Jones doesn't have an ego, and I'm not saying Jerry Jones doesn't have massive faults as a team owner in the way of running. My original point was that he is objectively a very good talent evaluator when it comes to a GM. He's not good at a lot of other parts of it, which mainly involve who you have as the coach and what you expect that coach to do.
I think more of that credit belongs to Will McClay, the Cowboys personnel.
That's fair. Probably a lot of it.
GM of personnel or whatever, because he
You
is the
guys
one.
have always been a loaded
Jerry
team
is
since
a
the 90s.
businessman who thinks he's a football guy, and he's not. He played football, but look at it. I mean, he brought Jimmy Johnson in. Jimmy Johnson, they have two careers. Jerry Jones, after college football, playing college football and being roommates with Jimmy Johnson, went on to the oil business and became super rich. Jimmy went and was a coach and stayed in football and never left football and worked his way up to the ranks, got to, Oklahoma State, moved to Miami, won a national championship, So he came in and immediately the Cowboys were better, right? And so he was always the football guy. And so if Jerry had enough common sense to say, I'm the business guy, but Jerry couldn't, he wanted to feel like he was part of the football part too, because he played football and he
Well, it's not just that.
it.
You see that with a lot of owners.
But
I
he's
mean,
not
that's
a football guy.
No, but he is probably more than like someone who just did this exact thing recently, which was Robert Kraft,
Yeah.
who pushed out Bill Belichick and then funded all these series of documentaries about the Patriots, where it makes Robert Kraft look like, oh, I'm actually.
It annoys me that they're
I'm
already back
actually
in the
the
Super Bowl.
genius. Yeah. Well, we'll see if that lasts, dude. I don't think they're going to be very good. Also, they made it to the Super Bowl beating the hurt Texans, where C.J. Stroud threw 5 picks, and they beat the Denver Broncos with Jared Stidham, and then they got killed by the Seahawks. If they had to play a team,
Yeah.
we'll see if they would have made it. They played what was statistically the easiest schedule any NFL team has ever played in the regular season.
Right. Well, and
So we'll see if they make it back. I don't think they will. I think this is going to be a down year. I think they're going to get like 7 wins.
there's a lot of parity in the NFL.
Yeah, I like the NFL.
I think
There's a lot of parity in the NBA. That's why I think it's a good league.
that the Spurs are going to be on a rampage next year.
Dude, I hope so. I like the Spurs. I live in Texas. I have nothing to root against them for. Did I find myself rooting for the Knicks through the series? Yeah, it was tough. Look, when Jalen Brunson comes back 29 points, once that happened, I'm like, this feels like it's going to be the Knicks. And
No, that was game 4 was the 3rd worst Spurs loss I've seen as a person.
I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I'm surprised it's not number 1.
No, not even close. Number 1 is Ray Allen, 2013. We were 28 seconds and 5 points up and lost the title somehow. Lost the championship. Didn't win. Lost game 7. There will never be a loss that probably ever because you can't. I don't think we'll ever be that close. This year we lost that series by 16 fucking points.
I know.
Total. The whole series we lost by 16 points. So it's like.
Weren't the Knicks only up for a combined like 18 minutes the entire series or something? It was something astounding.
Pull that up. Google that. Because,
Jamie, Google how
he is.
point difference. No,
He's Jamie with speaking privileges. No, but pull up total minutes of Knicks leading in 2026 finals.
Sometimes you can't fight it though. Sometimes it is one of those things where it's written in the stars and.
Sweet.
All right, well that's okay. Let's
I guess I gotta go.
regular Google.
Yeah.
Toto Sans. That's a good
minutes Knicks leading 2026 finals. .56 minutes of the series they led.
23%. Okay, I was thinking
so
of the percentage,
about,
not the minutes.
Okay, yeah. So they led only for about 23% of that series. Were they up? That's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
But like Wemby blew his load after the West Finals. When he was crying, I was like, "This is not good.
It's not great.
That's not good. You shouldn't be crying yet, dog. It's not time to cry."
Yeah, dude. We're
too
not at
early
the
to
finish
cry.
line yet. Keep it going.
You got
Keep your emotions bottled up.
And I mean, I get it because it was such a momentous thing for them to beat OKC. I mean, we
it was cool.
We unseated the champs. That's
It's not nothing, dude.
That's the
It's
best
a big
thing we
deal,
did this postseason was unseat the champs. But I mean, yeah, it's like when he started crying, I'm like, bro, why are you? It's not.
Yeah.
The job
Not
ain't
yet.
done.
It's not done.
Go watch that Kobe clip. Job ain't done.
Job ain't done.
They're
It's true.
up 2-0 in the NBA Finals, and they're like, "Are you?" And Kobe's like, He's just like, and you're like, you're not
Not done
happy.
yet.
He's like, what's there to be happy about?
Another guy-
ain't done.
another guy I never
Job ain't
liked,
done.
but-
you don't bust your load
Yeah.
until the job's done.
But another guy I never liked, but had that exact mentality. That was Nick Saban. Would not even really celebrate for more than an hour after national championships, and the next day he'd be like, "Well, that was yesterday."
That's
And he
so
won like
wild,
100
dude.
of them.
That's so-
Or what he win,
but
like
it's
9 or something? Like,
Yeah, but it's
God, I
like that's
hate
the
Alabama
thing.
so
It's
much.
like you have to be, and the same has to apply for bad losses too.
yeah.
You know.
Well,
it's-
to be clear, you don't have to. You can be different types of winners. That is just one that is like a.
It seems
and
to
it's
be
like different
effective.
paths up a mountain. That is for sure effective. Be a fucking killer.
I mean-
in a psycho, and be like, the job is not done until we win the championship. But you can win otherwise.
I think I really admire Nick Saban a lot. I think just as a leader, because he went to the NFL and was not successful, and he came back and he was really
Yeah.
a great leader of young men and just putting them in positions to succeed and like helping them understand not just the game of football but life. You know, he seemed like a man that really cared about his players, not just another.
Well, it's one of those things
and
where
I think that matters.
I think it matters a lot, and I think when you are one of probably at that time the only coach who can look a player in the eye and be like, I know what it takes to be a championship, and then hand them $10,000. It really helps a lot with how you
NIL
relate to your
changed up
players.
everything in college
Well, yeah,
football,
it made
too.
it better. So now it's not just the SEC.
I mean, it's fair. The fact that college football players like Reggie Bush still has his Heisman
Dude, Terrell Pryor
revoked because
Terrell
he
Pryor
like
got,
somebody gave him a car.
Yeah,
And he
Terrell
got it.
Pryor
They took his Heisman away for it.
traded merchandise that he signed for tattoos, and got suspended. And Ohio State the next year was not allowed to compete for the national championship, and they went undefeated.
Dude.
Not just like the undefeated, Central Florida or whatever, where they were like, "Oh, we're the
No,
national
undefeated in the
champions."
hardest conference in college football.
Yeah, which at the time, maybe it was the SEC, but like the undefeated Ohio State is who should have been the national champion, and I'm sure it was fucking Alabama or something that year.
That kid they took from Ohio State, Caleb Downs. I'm pretty
Oh,
excited.
dude, you should
about
be
him,
excited, dude. He's a
He-
great player. I knew
Dog.
you were going to get him too. One of my best friends is a huge Cowboys fan, and her boyfriend is a huge Michigan fan. And I told both of them when the draft was coming, I'm like, Jerry's going to get Caleb Downs. And they love the draft. They're looking. They're like, Caleb Downs isn't going to drop to the Cowboys. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, that is who the Cowboys are going to be able to get. I'm like, I don't know if
did
he's
you
going
know
to fall or
his-
I don't know if he's going to draft up. But that
They-
is the most Jerry Jones pick of all time, and he's going to be
The odds
so good, dude.
The odds makers, I think, have his he is in this class. Obviously, they haven't played it down yet, and none of them in the NFL. But the best odds to get a gold fucking jacket. I think
He's the
literally.
That's crazy. You can bet
Yeah.
on that, but that's funny. He's. I mean,
like,
he was.
That's
considered,
how. That's how high of a. I saw a great story. A clip
he
of
was
Chris.
considered almost unanimously one of the 2 best players in the draft. It was Jordan Love, or not Jordan Love. God, what's the guy's name from the running back from Notre Dame who went to Arizona?
I know. he's from Hart.
Jaden Love. No,
Love.
it's something Love. I said Jordan Love, and he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Love, and then it was Jamie, can you look at the? It's just he was like the 3rd pick in the draft. Just type
Well,
Love.
I loved that, dude.
But it was him and Jeremiah Love. So Jeremiah Love and Caleb Downs by almost every single
and those
analyst
are two
who did
positions
it.
that are not
Well, that's
generally
why-
drafted high.
Well, that's why a lot of people were like, but they're not going to be the number 1, number 2 picks. But they were considered the 2 best players.
They were
in the
top
draft.
10.
Yeah.
But both of them went top 10. Or actually, I guess Caleb went.
You went
11, but close.
But Love went 3.
But dude, I love this. I saw a story. It was Chris Carter, former Vikings receiver and Ohio State legend.
Yeah.
And he wore number 2. And I guess at Ohio State, the players that wear number 2, it's like elite.
yeah, it's
like-
a lot of the good quarterbacks.
Like
too,
so like apparently when Caleb was still at Ohio State, like Chris Carter had gone to a game one like I think it was maybe his first season. I don't remember, but he was in like the hallway or whatever, and then like Caleb Downs is there, and he's like, "When?" And he said Chris Carter said he like kind of like jokingly said something to Caleb about like, "Yeah, that's I'm the best player to ever wear that number right there. That's a special number, whatever." And he's like, he said Caleb Downs just turns his head and like grins and goes, "Until now." And dude, you're like, bro,
Oh, that's awesome.
cocky as fuck,
Yeah,
and I
dude.
love it because he backed it up,
Yeah,
dude.
he did. He
You
was
know what I mean?
great.
It's like it's not just that. And that's where like confidence comes in. And I think it's weird because you want to be like, I'm a great singer, right? I know that. And you want to be confident, but you don't want to be arrogant. But it's like, that's like right at that line for him to be like, because it's like he has confidence in himself to that degree to say that and then goes out and backs it up. So it's like, I don't think it's a bad thing to have like extremely high confidence in yourself like in that way. In fact, I think if you don't, like, you're already setting yourself up for lower, like
Probably,
you know?
especially at that level.
Yeah.
Of, you know, being an athlete. From my experience of being a super
D1.
athlete, I think I mean, I could have gone D1, you know.
Bro, Trent Morgan, you know Trent?
Yeah.
Dude,
Doc.
he I had no idea. You know Trent. We had Trent on the pod. He played one season at UT. He walked on to the
Really?
Texas basketball team. Yeah.
Do you know he's a doctor?
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean,
that's
he only
that's something
recently
I always
mentioned that he played a year at UT.
I didn't
was
know
like,
he
bro,
played at UT. That's sick.
That's not an easy task.
No, it is not.
To be good enough to even walk onto that
Yeah,
team.
that's really cool.
Bro. But yeah, no, D1 athletes it's serious. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I could have. I just thought it was going to get in the way of my, you know, eventual artistic pursuit. So I chose not. You know, for my family's sake, I didn't want to deal with CTE. So I bowed out of consideration.
yeah. CT is fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is fucked up. I just watched the thing
heard.
about that. Yeah, that's like some of the shit that some of these guys, it's like the
Well,
NFL didn't take it seriously
So
until
one
it
of
was
the-
basically like thrown
Right
in their fucking
Yeah,
face.
dude. So one of the most famous ones, and this is, I think, I never saw Concussion, but it might be who it's about. So one of the
Tell the truth.
Steelers-
Fucking Will Smith.
one of the greatest Steelers of all time is a center. You can look him up if this is just in the roster.
Concussion.
No.
Mike
Look, Mike Webster.
Webster.
He was one of the greatest centers of all time for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 70s.
This dude
and his story
had
is
super glued
so
his teeth back in and
sad.
shit.
Yeah,
Like, fucked
he
up
used to.
shit.
Yeah, dude. He used to like he basically became a bum around Pittsburgh, and because he just went crazy and he would like run away from home and his kids wouldn't know where he was, and he would just be like bus stations.
Well, I think he was like the first. Was he the first brain that that
Yeah, I
doctor
think
looked
that's
at?
what it was about.
The guy that that
and they found all
discovered
the
CTE.
gray matter and stuff like that.
Yeah, because they were like these guys like. It's crazy too because they're like they know something's wrong, and I mean, yeah, you're. That's why football. I'm like nervous that it's gonna decline over time, just because of like people are gonna be less and less putting their kids.
Well,
in the,
it's a lot. I think the concussion thing is way better now.
well,
than
but,
it
but
used
it's
to be,
like,
but
but it's also they had this kid that died.
I mean, the quality is
and he
probably
was-
going to decline a little because you're not going to have people playing from like
No, but
8,
but what
they
I'm saying
shouldn't,
is that the
you know?
effects of it, they've shown up as young as like high school players
Yeah.
are showing it. It's like so like it's already impacting them. Well, fucking no pun intended. From just those few years. I mean, some of those kids have maybe been playing like football in Pop Warner from younger, but most kids don't play until like maybe middle school when they play for their team.
Yeah.
And it's like so even within a few short years, especially if it's like you're at the highest level of whatever level you're, that's going to be impacts. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because they're modern day fucking gladiators, bro.
Yeah.
They really are. They're the closest thing to what the Romans went to the Colosseum to see. That's what NFL players are to us.
Well, probably, yeah.
Because
UFC.
UFC's up there.
because
Like
that was
fighting.
another one I saw
Yeah, or
Ray
boxing
Allen
or
and
something,
Eddie
yeah.
George talking about the way they would be like Ray Allen's on one side
Yeah.
and Eddie George is lined up and they're just fucking
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, sorry.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis and Eddie George. And they're like prime Eddie George in Tennessee or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like Eddie George describing it, he was talking about it and he's like, I was ready to die.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Which, like, if you're going against Ray Lewis, you might.
but that's the gladiators, right? I mean, it was that same. It's that high
Ray
level
Lewis stabbed
of
a guy, in case that wasn't
Well-
the obvious joke or not. I want to make that
I
clear.
was gonna
As a
not, 'cause
Steelers
it was
fan,
so there,
as a
but-
Steelers fan, I want to make clear that Ray Lewis stabbed a guy in an
He
alley
was
and had his
there.
friend take a fall for it.
Allegedly, he was there.
Well, how to get blood
don't
on
know.
his suit? doesn't matter.
He's-
I don't really know either. I just want to make clear that as a Steelers fan, Ray Lewis killed a guy.
Look, I'm talking about though. All the
Ray
more
Lewis,
reason
if you're
why,
watching this, I want you to know I did not mean it.
all the more reason why on the gridiron, like
Yeah.
that level, and I mean that's no joke.
Yeah.
Like Eddie George in his mind, in that level of competition, was ready to fucking die
Yeah.
for it. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
And it's like but to be the best at what it's almost like that's the only way you can do it is or to go against somebody and like in competition and beating your opponent, because it's like that is the singular game where force of will wins.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
like,
you know,
it
the
doesn't
thing-
always win in other sports.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that lack of a like killer instinct might be the reason why my music career hasn't
LeBron.
taken off the way I wanted. I mean that's crazy, but I was
doesn't have it.
I was too small to play football. That's crazy, dude.
doesn't have it.
That's silly.
You don't have it.
Well, I don't have it. That's true.
No, I'm saying LeBron
It's just
doesn't
one
have
of the
it.
many ways that me and LeBron are.
That's a
similar.
self-limiting belief.
Well, I was too small to play football,
Oh,
so I never
well, if we're talking
developed a
about football
killer
specifically,
instinct.
yeah, I know. Yo, you could learn fucking kung fu.
I can learn anything today with Khan Academy.
Khan
No free ads, but it might still be a website. What's up? What do you want to talk about now?
Well, on the vein of sports, still, did
Sure.
you guys watch UFC? What was it, 239?
No, because I was actually at
Connor broke his leg,
McGregor broke
Oh,
his
yeah.
leg.
like on the first
tore
kick.
his ACL.
Oh yeah, first like within 45
Like
seconds.
some Anderson Silva shit.
Well, that, but also my favorite
shit was
part
fucking crazy.
was Patty.
Patty the Batty?
Yeah, Patty the Batty, Patty Pimlet. He pulled a hold. I'm not a UFC guy, but I watched this and was blown
pull it
the
up.
fuck away, dude.
I'll just say they're lucky I wasn't there. You know, things would have gone different. It's the old Mark Wahlberg on the 9/11
Theo
thing.
Vaughn is the real
The-
reason
if I
Tom and
was there, it
Christina
would've been-
separated.
Dude, look at this shit. This is insane.
Oh, the white guy.
It was her.
Patty. I'll skip ahead a bit.
His
to-
name's Benoit
Yeah,
Saint
where
Denis.
it's probably towards the end. I'm guessing, right?
This.
I don't know. Let's find
yeah.
out.
So
Terry, he looks like he
Go to
just went
sleep.
on a. He looks like he just went on a Caribbean cruise with,
Go
his,
to
with his with his grandparents, and he's like 13, and he just got that hair done walking into high school.
I want to look like the locals.
Yeah,
Bro, pull up
No,
the
no,
clip
it's a-
of
get a
Ty-
little
of a
thing.
guy yelling at Tyson in like from the audience. Just type in like
Tyson versus Heckler or
Tyson
something.
Heckler, yeah.
Like Tyson
Because this
Chicken?
shit is from like back in the 90s. Yeah, this one right here, dude. Dude, this shit's great.
Put your mother in a straight jacket, you punk ass white boy.
They said put him in a straitjacket.
Fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy. You faggot. You can't
Damn.
touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, bitch. Fuck you, you hoe.
I'll
Say
eat
my
your
fuck-
ass. What
Fuck
the
you,
fuck?
ass for everybody.
What?
Bitch, come on,
we,
bitch. You're scared
Yeah.
coward.
Are we allowed to
You
say
not
this on
man
air, or
enough.
what's the?
Bro, Tyson,
YouTube, we'll see.
Tyson is one of our like
We're already 48
that
minutes.
guy
in.
like on a
like
flight
in
with
48
him too.
minutes.
Yeah.
We haven't
Yeah.
talked about any. Well, that's
Yeah,
not
well,
true.
we'll
We
sample
talked about
for
a lot.
clips the music
I don't
parts
know.
when we
let's-
get to them.
Let's keep watching
whatever.
videos.
I don't even like music. Yeah.
No, I honestly like, yeah, Tyson, dude, he's one of the scariest motherfuckers ever in
Dude,
the
they
fight
did him.
game.
They did him dirty with the Jake Paul fight. Not, I mean that
Dude, he
whole
was, like,
thing.
80 years
yeah,
old.
but also like
was hard to watch.
That clip where he turned around, like before the fight, doing the interview, and like his whole ass is hanging out.
Oh, I didn't watch any. Of it. I'm not,
The
Dude.
pre-fight,
I'm not a big.
in the pre-fight.
I've never been
Yeah.
a big fight guy, but I did go to a what is it? Pro Martial Arts or whatever, Pro Martial PML or whatever. The fight that was at the Moody Center on Saturday. The other singer in my band won tickets, and so I went with her and some of her friends, and it was pretty fun. It was cool to see live. I've never been a
Yeah, I
big fight thing.
Yeah,
I don't watch-
we don't need to go with Jake Paul. I don't need to give him any.
I don't watch much.
even
He's-
a,
he's not in
even a
this
quarter of
whatsoever.
a cent.
That was the saddest fight I've ever watched, dude.
It was a bummer.
That was the saddest fight I think I've ever
Yeah.
watched. Was Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
So-
Like it
I
was
mean, sell out
sad.
the fight pretty much.
I
which is a
thought
bummer.
I stupidly thought Mike could actually hang still, and he was so outmatched. It was so obvious Jake was just letting him for his dignity.
Yeah.
You know, not going too hard on him, just kind of like more sparring with him for the however many rounds than anything. I'm like, man,
The saddest fight I ever watched was in The Lion King where Scar and Mufasa are there, and he like, long live the king, and he just shoot that one. That was sad.
who was voicing him?
Or in Fox and the Hound.
Who was voicing Scar in the original Lion King? Whoever that.
I don't
what's
know
his
who you're
face?
talking
It's,
about, but I know James Earl
the
Jones was
actor.
Mufasa's voice actor.
I know the actor. He's in
Jamie,
a lot
can
of
you look
shit.
at
He's one of those actors that's in a bunch of things, but you never remember his name.
voice actor.
Lion King Scar voice.
I don't know why I thought it was okay.
No, it's all right.
Scar.
It's
actor.
one thing you should know. There's no K. That's
Jeremy
like the
Irons.
whole thing.
Jeremy
I don't know.
Irons.
I thought it was like a name, like Scar, like a name, like Skarsgård. Jeremy Irons. Yeah.
Long live the king.
Yeah.
Just toss him off.
Yeah.
That was sad.
Dude, that made me cry when I was a little kid. Dude.
It
That
should.
was fucking sad.
It's scary.
But now Disney's just fucking doing it.
Man.
It's fucking
I liked
Hollywood.
Encanto.
Yeah.
I love Coco, but Coco now is like 10 years old, I think.
Yeah, dude, Coco's older than you think. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was a great one. That's one where the ending also made me tear up.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
that had
dude,
some
when he's playing
Pixar-
the
Yeah.
song for his dying grandmother. Oh,
Trying to get her to remember.
Oh.
Dude. Man.
beautiful. And then she does, and it's lovely.
It's a very bittersweet ending.
I will
but,
say one of
yeah,
their
wholesome.
remake sequel of that genre of Disney thing that did actually make me cry like super abruptly. It was probably 10 years ago, because I remember I used to work a sales job out of college, and I used to do door to door for like a clean energy company, and so I had a lot of like my mornings free because I would work like 1 to 8, right? And I watched Finding Dory by myself at like noon once, and just at like 12:30,
Dude,
watching it when when she goes to find her mom and dad, and there's the line of pebbles in every direction. She's like, "Oh, I just remembered. I used to follow these petals. That's how my parents would lead me home." And she finds their home, and in every single direction is a different line of petals because all they've been doing their whole life
Is just
is
leading.
going out and leaving more and more petals.
It's been
in
a
hopes
long
that
time
she'd
since I've
find
seen
it.
that movie, but
Actually,
damn,
made
I
me
remember
like,
that, yeah.
as a 23-year-old, I was just like,
dude,
just
I can't
burst out
watch
crying.
I still can't watch probably the opening scene of Up without
Oh,
crying.
dude, that's
It's a masterful storytelling.
I remember my life, my grandfather watching him at the seeing him just like he is in that
Yeah.
scene and Up, just like it.
Yeah.
And that was the moment where it just, oh God, like, and because you feel that and you just like, and then the struggles, she can't have a baby. She's
Yeah,
like,
it's so
it's like you see this whole life play out in like 5 minutes, but it's like it touches on all these different things, and you're like, oh my God.
Well, it's interesting too because I don't. There's probably some backstory where this is true, but the intro of Up feels very much like what Pixar used to do before their movies, which was like a little 5-minute movie, and it makes me wonder if they made that and they're like, actually, what if this was just a whole movie?
No,
Like,
you're right. It did start as like just a short film.
Oh, did it?
It's completely
Okay.
as a short film, and then they decided to go from there. And that first intro, there's a little prelude to it as like them as kids, but like that actual like short film, like won a masterclass in storytelling without any dialogue, which is insane, and also masterclass in composition, like just the soundtrack.
it's beautiful.
Like unbelievable.
You know what? As a treat to our listeners, here's the entirety of the movie Up.
We're just gonna put it right here, 5 times speed.
But
get through
yeah,
it.
I was gonna say, but for copyright reasons, we can't do the audio, so we'll do the voices, and
Well,
we'll
there
do
are
the
no voices
entirety
in
of
the
the movie
intro.
Up. Well, no,
Yeah,
not
it's just,
not yet.
It's like you said, it's
Not
it
with
is,
that
it's-
attitude. Let's
It's the ability to tell this whole story without actually having.
let's
any
do the
words
Disney thing and
spoken.
take something that was great, and then we'll just make it worse for money.
I think that's a great plan. I think that's what's going to get this podcast to take off. Going back really to something you mentioned before we started recording, another cartoon moment that never fails to make me cry. Uncle Iroh singing Leaves from the Vine.
I just watched that the other day. At
singing
like
what?
noon.
Leaves from the Vine.
Leaves from the vine.
Oh, dude.
To his dead son on the tree, and he has the whole.
Dude, it is...
So beautiful. So,
It's one of the greatest
I
moments
can't
in
possibly
animation,
give
yeah.
enough backstory, but basically all you need to know is there's this man who the whole episode he's just going around as if he's having a pleasant day. He's like, I actually have a very special day planned. I'm having a picnic with someone I really care about, and he like buys a picnic basket, he buys the food, he buys the tea, he buys the candles, all this stuff, and and at the dusk he walks up and it's the tree where his son died when he was a soldier, and he lays out the whole picnic and plays the instrument he just bought for him, and it's like heart-wrenchingly sad because you as the audience have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, maybe he met a girl, like maybe he's just on a little, because he's kind of a quirky guy, and then part of the show is also he's like the greatest general in Fire Nation history. Like
and now he's like on the run from persecution.
Well,
for
no
being
spoilers.
with the fire. Yeah,
it's a 20-year-old show,
it
but no
is, yeah.
spoilers.
Dude,
It's the whole thing.
Saving Private Ryan on the bridge, earn this like that. That's one of the like most.
And
You're like, fuck.
Yeah. I like the thing that gets me in Saving Private Ryan is before I saw it, I had no idea they were going to do the little time lapse. And then it's, Turns out it's Matt Damon the whole time.
Yeah. The old man was Matt Damon.
The old man was Matt Damon.
Oh, we just spoiled it.
Yeah.
No. If you
If you
haven't seen
haven't,
Saving
yeah.
Private Ryan by now, then fucking
Do yourself
what
a
you're
favor,
doing with
yeah.
your
Yeah.
life,
I
honestly.
have a funny story about that movie actually, because I saw the intro storming Normandy like when I was very, very young, because me and my brother were very into like shooter games, like Call of Duty and stuff.
That's quite a scene to watch. Like even
As
as
a
an
child.
adult.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
I think I was a teenager, I guess, when I saw it,
gut-wrenching.
and it was
Yeah.
like, but I was like, fuck.
The realism of it and like the how it's paced and all that and how
And
you
I mean,
follow
yeah.
it, it's amazing.
There were
an incredible
There
job.
were guys like there were several like veterans that were there that had seen the movie and said like couldn't even finish
Had to, like,
watching it because
leave
they
the
were
theater.
because it was that real.
Yeah, they started smelling diesel. All that stuff.
I think every man should at some point put his mind in the place where he would have to be there, because you always need to know that is hell, and we should never ever, we should always avoid that place.
Well, I agree.
Because
Although I
can't
will
even
say, I
imagine.
tried doing that, and they were unhappy in Normandy when I brought a gun.
Stupid. I knew that was going there. I think it's ultimately though, because if you've ever thought about like I've just even thinking about like what it would have been like to be there, you're like, fuck, I don't even want to put my like it's such a terrifying.
It's this thing that is a mix where we obviously almost everyone is taught to have reverence for our service people, and the people who go over and serve are extraordinarily brave, at least braver than the rest of us, right?
Right.
And that's something that we today are able to live with and live the lives that we do because there are people that do that. But before a certain point, almost every war was, and I'm just talking U.S. history, was not a choice. It wasn't people who chose to go serve for one reason or another. It was people who were told you are
Conscription.
going to, and that is a whole different type of bravery, because it takes someone like you or me or Kai over there. Kai. I can just tell you'd be a draft dodger. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just totally kidding. No, but like it's what, when it's not just the bravest or the people who are willing to go do that, but it's everyone has to go and do it. What kind of bravery comes out in an individual person when it's not it's not a choice, and it's something that's so crazy to think about. And then imagine doing that, and you are, because let's not even take like Vietnam or Korea or something like that. Let's just talk World War II, and then where except for on terrible reaches of the internet, we can all agree that like World War II was a war worth fighting. And so
maybe the last
when
one.
maybe. Yeah. Well, we're not going to get into any of that here,
Smedley
but we're
Butler,
going to.
War is a racket.
Yeah. But we're going to
2-time Medal of Honor
just
winner.
talk about that, where you are someone going over there and not even unwilling to fight. But what is that comes out of you? And that's a tough thing to put yourself into.
Well, and yeah, I mean, at a certain point when you're in those situations, it's not even about anything other than just the man next to you.
Yeah.
Because
That's
all,
what people say?
Because that's the only place you can be in that moment. You can't. Nobody's thinking about USA as they're charging. They're just thinking about fuck. Am I covered? And where's the man next? Like
No, you look next. You're on those beaches and you're running up, and it's just unfathomable. And you look next to you, and it's Tom Hanks, and you're not going to be starstruck.
yeah.
Well, the other like terrifying part is on like Normandy specifically. Like a lot of those guys that were storming the beaches in those boats, like they couldn't swim.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
had
some of
no
them
other
drowned.
option. It's either jump in the water and drown.
Well, Tom
Yeah.
Hanks can swim. I know that.
I think he can. He
Yeah,
can
I
run.
know
he
he
can
can.
definitely run at least.
I've seen him.
Yeah. You've seen him run.
No,
You've seen him swim.
I've seen him do a triathlon unofficially.
He seems like a guy that would do a triathlon.
He does. He seems like one of those like fit dads. He's just like, we all do. I actually do Ironman competitions, and he's like not even the most in shape dad in the group, but
Tom Hanks?
he definitely is, but is not.
I think Tom
actually.
Hanks is probably like, I don't know if we know everything about Tom Hanks.
Do you
Unfortunately,
think Tom Hanks is a pervert?
You know why? Just because of how he reacted to Ricky Gervais's 2020 Golden Globes opening
can't
monologue. Just
speak to that.
Reactions say a lot. They do. Like that's one of the things I really liked about Leo is that like he was like, Leo DiCaprio was here.
I was going to say
he was
Leonardo
in,
DiCaprio or Leo the dog that I just
he was in
house
some
sat for.
movie. obviously Leo the dog. He was in some movie. He's like, and by the end of it, his date was too old for him. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's funny.
And they pan to Leo, and he's legitimately laughing.
Yeah.
Like and it's like you gotta
Is
let
he there,
people
or is
take,
he just a good actor?
You gotta let people take the piss out of you. I mean, ultimately, like that's what
It's hard to tell.
that's what it is. If you can't be okay with being the butt of a joke sometimes, then you can't make other people the butt of a joke. That's like it's fair's fair.
What do you? Well, how do you feel about? I mean, now we're really
Will
covering
Smith.
I was gonna say we're really covering hot topics in today's day and age. But how do you feel about Will Smith slapping
I
Chris
think
Rock?
it's fucking disgraceful.
Yeah.
It's a fucking disgrace. You're a disgrace. You are already a disgrace when you let your wife run you through the fucking ringer.
I thought
Bitch.
you were doing a bit for a second. I
No,
thought you were doing a
no
bit with the
bit.
disgrace thing.
No,
Come on.
no bit. I used to love Will Smith, bro.
I love Will Smith.
I
the
used to.
slap changed your mind.
That was just
Or
the
just-
last
or
thing.
just-
That was the
or
last
just
thing.
10 years of
that
bad
was the
movies
thing
changed your
that
mind.
finally made me go, yeah, fuck him. Because I was already like, bro, how you gonna let your wife go on and talk about fucking your son's friend
I agree with
openly?
that. Well, I agree with that.
Like
it made
it's
me.
fucking public business.
Well, to
and
be
shit.
clear, it made me.
Fuck
It
outta
made
here.
me way more sad for Will Smith.
It
I
did,
feel like
and you could
he. I
see
feel
him
like he really.
defeated.
Well, because this is something that, like, if you liked Will Smith for a long time, you'd probably. I feel like Will Smith really loves his wife and family, and probably is in a situation where he does not want that to end, because that's also a little bit part of his brand. And I'm sure there's some, Hollywood, like, oh, Will, you really shouldn't get divorced. That's not good for that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think genuinely that Will Smith loved Jada Pinkett Smith and was like, I will do whatever
That's
to make
fine.
this work.
You
I don't
should
want
love
our kids
yourself
to be
more.
divorced. You probably
should
should,
love
but also it
yourself
just seemed like
more.
one of those things where he was just beaten down by her
Yeah.
more than that. It made me all to say it made me sad. Like that whole thing made me sadder for Will Smith than it did be like, fuck you, Will Smith. I have no feelings like that against him. I like Will Smith. It did make me sad. I'm like, dude, even you,
Yeah.
like you're a champ, dude. And
Yeah.
you're getting run over by G.I. Jane,
Yeah.
and then I got slapped.
But I mean,
And then it
just
turns
like-
out he's just everywhere. He's lurking. He's waiting for those G.I. Jane jakes.
yeah, that slap. He was really slapping his wife.
I really liked the.
Chris Rock was the surrogate wife that he couldn't slap.
It was
right then.
the
because that's
just
who-
the Hollywood reactions afterwards were so funny though, where they're like, the violence that was seen. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I think like 3 of these movies were war movies.
Well, the thing with the Hollywood reaction, I was really disgusted by almost more than the slap itself. Like that was disgusting. Like I definitely changed my view on Will, especially like I loved his older.
Am I the
movies,
only
but-
pro slap person in this room?
Well, I just don't like the idea of hiding it behind chivalry. Of like this, like I'm protecting my woman.
Keep my wife's name
Yeah.
out your mouth.
That was a pretty
oh
good Will
fucking
Smith
mouth.
impression.
Actually, I think he said.
Yeah.
Fucking mouth, yeah. But also the fact that no one in the room, like it just show went on as normal. I think Jim Carrey was the only one that had an appropriate reaction, saying, "Hey, like that was despicable. It's a bunch of soul eaters in there that are having the time of their lives at someone else's expense." And like that definitely gave me.
No, I'm pretty
a
sure
lot of
Will
props for
still got a standing ovation.
Oh yeah, he did. He did. It was really.
The appropriate reaction would have been none at all.
Yeah.
Like-
The appropriate. I don't know, guys. This is a grown man slapping another guy. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world, but
Just
it's
two adults slapping each other. I mean, what?
bro. It's just it's
Oh,
one of those
what
things.
is the
dog.
principle of it? It's over a joke at the Oscars
Okay, so-
from a comedian.
So
like,
you're saying
yeah.
when I'm invited to a gala, I'm not allowed to slap the host?
No.
Okay,
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah. All right. I get.
I mean-
I get it, guys. Just double standards for Jack. I
Wife's
understand.
hair's off limits.
Okay, so when someone makes a joke at said gala about me, well, they didn't make a joke about me being a cuckold. Or so I'm invited to a gala, and everyone knows that I'm a cuckold. And then he makes a joke at my wife, and then I look at my wife and say nothing because we haven't talked in. we
the
haven't really
real
talked in a
problem
long
is
time.
Jada.
But
She's the
listen,
problem.
so I'm not allowed to slap Chris Rock anymore. If I see Chris Rock, I can't slap Chris Rock
Hey,
as a
how
bit.
about this, Jack? You're not allowed to slap anyone
Well, that's just crazy.
ever.
That's not. Well, that's
How
not
about
fair.
that?
What
How
if I
about
do?
that?
What if I do a slap bet?
Yeah, slap fight, it would work.
That's
for sure.
That's you're not allowed to unsolicited without the consent of someone else slap them.
I think there's a word for it. I think it's called assault. I think that's
It is what it is.
I'm pretty
actually.
sure that's
I think
what it's
isn't
called.
that like a misdemeanor or felony, maybe even
If
depending.
you, all right, well, here's a real question. If you guys, hypothetically, if someone came up and slapped you, would you go to the police and be like, this man assaulted me? And then when you have to fill out the police
Chris
report
Rock didn't
that
do that
says,
either.
I know, but I'm just saying, this is like a dignity thing. This is like, so there's a big internet thing going on right now where if you were in your house and someone broke into your house and held you down and tickled you for 5 minutes and that's it, and then they left, would you file the police report?
If they would to say that
If
one more time?
if they broke into your house
Uh-huh.
and tickled you for 5 minutes and then left, would you file the police report?
No,
Complete stranger?
I would be.
No,
I,
yeah, complete stranger. It's.
I
Are
would,
you?
I
it's
would
the,
be dumbfounded for quite a while.
Yeah. Are you going to be the one who looks the cop in
'Cause
the
that would
eye and
be
says he tickled me and that's
Weird.
Yeah. I maybe would leave out the tickling part, but I was
No,
like,
well,
hey,
that's
someone
the-
came into my house.
Well,
Yeah.
no
that's
hands
the-
were laid on anybody.
You're
but
like, and by the way, nothing happened.
Like, and also
nothing happened. You just got in.
And also,
Yeah.
nobody's tickling me for more than about 5 seconds.
Listen, but that's not the
Without my
that's not the
consent.
puzzle, right? So it's the same thing with the slap. If someone slapped you, would you go to the police and be like, he assaulted me?
No, I'd slap him back.
That's fair. Oh well, you're not allowed. You said under no circumstance.
That's not what I said.
You said under no
I
circumstance.
said without consent. But once you hit, you do not fire until fired upon. Once fired upon, all's fair. So I'm just saying that after that, it's a self-defense.
So
thing.
when,
it's the
Cody,
old-
when
yeah.
can I slap Chris Rock?
Self-defense is the only time it's okay to like
it's
be
the old
physically
adage,
aggressive.
you know, you don't want to start the fight, but you want to end the fight. You know, that's the thing.
Is that how strong your slaps are?
I hope so. I don't want to be the
end the
last one to
fight.
get slighted. Yeah. No, I mean, defend yourself. You know, if things get physical, you fucking defend.
Bro, pull
yeah.
up that new NYC.
If things get
subway.
get physical back.
Pull up
Sponsored
the
by
NYC
Ozarka Bottled Water.
NYC. Stop. Fucking Nick Raines over here. Pull up the NYC subway slap. Just
Wait,
go
you
ahead.
don't like- you don't like
with
fake
the
ads?
8-ball
Type
guy,
that.
8-ball jacket.
Put
Yep,
that
I know
in.
exactly the one you're talking about.
You don't like
yeah.
the fake ad reads?
Not at all.
All right, that's
not even a
fine.
little bit.
All right, that's
not even
fine.
a little bit. But thank you for
Well, okay,
clarifying.
so-
Because I told that to him and he kept doing it.
All right, well,
Yeah.
that's fine. So,
Yeah.
well, I guess I won't say Staples is a sponsor. I'll move that back over there.
Fuck you.
It's 8-ball jacket guy. I know exactly.
No, just
how-
put NYC subway slap. That's all you got to put.
Dude, I've watched this video more than you. I know exactly.
Go down
Yep,
right there.
this one here.
Nigga, like, fuck is you talking about? Like, nigga,
Hey.
fuck about and I'm gonna get fucked up. You mean, like, fuck is you talking about? Say
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
She's not speaking for you. You got a bum ass 8-ball jacket that came out in 1990.
Bum ass 8-ball jacket.
Let the man wear what he wants.
This is such a satisfying example of a fuck around and find
I
out.
kind of like his outfit, if I'm being honest. I like the giant hat and the.
I'm just done. Get your money up. All right?
Get your money up.
You want to know how much shoes I got when I got
What women?
Get your
the
money up's a
classic-
good line.
the
I do
classic
like
women
that
go
one.
to insulting a man for his finance. No, bro.
Oh, yeah.
No, that would not have played with me, dog. This is like the most satisfying. It's just like, man, and he connects so cleanly too, bro.
I don't do when you get mad.
You sound stupid.
Fucking dirty bitch.
You sound.
Damn.
You know me?
Dude, and then a white knight motherfucking coming up immediately. That's the thing, dude. White knights everywhere, bro.
All the white people leaving.
Well, now he's.
Yeah.
Like,
And now it's a brawl, you know.
Yeah.
this
Now
guy's
it's just
like,
fight time, you know.
All right, stop it.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit is fucking. Bro. But I mean, like, again, just keep your hands to yourself. That's all I say. And if you don't, just be ready. Be ready. Because to me, yeah, that's the thing we've lost. And especially a woman like that doesn't get to the point of feeling so entitled as she thinks she can, like, literally do some shit like that to somebody and there'll be no repercussions. Unless we're in a society where that's gone so far that people
Well, I've
just
never said we should stop hitting women. I
mean-
want to be clear. That's never been my point of view.
I think we should stop giving women free passes on because like
You should finish that sentence though.
in a like between partner violence, like in domestic couples,
I agree with that.
heterosexually, it's actually women that initiate, I think, more often physically than men do. And it's like that has to be. It doesn't because a man put in a position where it's sometimes you if you've ever been like. Sometimes it really is reactive. You know what I mean? Like, so that guy, he's like, he gets hit, he turns around, boom. Like, how much of that was I'm hitting a woman? No, it's just like this person fucking boom. So
like,
to me,
I
it's
got
like,
hit. I'm
Although
gonna hit back.
if I was the lady's lawyer, I'd be like, that obviously was pre-calculated. She's been yelling at him for 3 minutes. He wanted to hit her and didn't, and then he did.
No, was like you could argue the same thing against her, that it was pre-calculated. You
Okay,
know?
so you're saying I can hit that lady, but not Chris Rock.
Yeah, if she hits you first. If Chris Rock hits you first, slap the shit out of him.
All right,
okay?
that's it. Well, here's the thing you guys never
Why do
got.
you wanna-
Chris Rock did hit me
What if-
6 years ago.
It's got to be at least in the
probably
same day.
deserved it.
Yeah,
to be
okay,
honest.
I
in the
can't
same
just be
day.
plotting.
You did.
This is.
It was earned. I'm sure it was earned.
Yeah.
You did one of those ad reads,
I
and
slept
he's like,
with his
"Shut
wife.
the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up!"
I slept with his wife for years.
Fuck, dude. I mean,
Lady Rock. That's what I call her.
that's the symptom of
It's also what I call
a weak
Rock's
male.
wife.
Weak men create hard times.
Well, in fairness.
So the hard times Will's experiencing were created by his weakness.
Well, that's why I do push-ups every morning. Every
Emotional.
morning, every night.
You go up and down and up and down, and then get this up again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No free ads, but push-ups. Good exercise.
This is an ad for push-ups. Everybody get out there and do a push-up on
There's
us.
like
Use our
open
affiliate
mics you
link.
could sign up for, dude. I'm telling you.
Well, I was
I
gonna.
think I probably wouldn't be the
Just get
worst
your rocks
person in the
off,
world.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Go get them off.
Is that
bro.
not what you is this not what you want?
Are you not
Is this not why you're here? Yeah.
I go with the flow of it is what
Yeah.
I want, really. I don't because if it's it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, going through your Instagram and stuff as a stalker that I am, you have a very comedy focused, I guess, or you very much have a comedy brain in that way.
I like to call it splashed. But
Splashed.
yeah. It's the well, yeah, I have some friends. I'll give them
You tell jokes on stage,
I tell a lot of jokes on stage.
like
Cody,
pro-
you
like like canned material.
Oh no.
or just
No, it's
just on the fly shit.
yeah, it's just who's that comedian that everyone hates who just does crowd work?
Oh.
Or everyone
Matt
loves
Rife.
if you're
Matt
fans.
Rife.
Yeah, if you're fans. I didn't mean to.
But
sorry, that wasn't
Big
that
J
wasn't
also does a lot of crowd work when he
that
does it
that
well.
wasn't planned for anything with that guy. That's who I was thinking of. I just that's just what my mind associated with. because
Do
I
we
think
do we look like Matt Rife fans?
I don't know who he is. I just this is all I know is that he does crowd work, and then
Do we look like 16-year-old girls?
He looks
oh,
like-
he's the handsome
looks like
one.
an
Is that
Abercrombie
that?
model.
Oh, that guy.
He looks like literally
know
walked
who it
out of
is.
an Abercrombie catalog.
Yeah. No, I just
on
do. I
stage.
do a lot of jokes on stage, but it's mostly just crowd work or off the cuff or banter. I have a singer who sings with me, Shay Devine. Her and I do little back and forth banter.
Yeah.
Again, not planned. We're just we got good chemistry.
Yeah. No, and
but
it's
I,
it definitely keeps a show where the audience feels like more part of it too,
Yeah.
as because you're not just playing songs at them, you're
Yeah,
talking
and
to
it's-
them.
And just to bring it back to an actual full circle thing, because it was the one music thing we've talked about this whole time.
Yeah.
Was something I developed playing these noon to 3 slots. So I do it, as a residency. I've done it for years, and usually what you're getting during the day is a lot of tourists, couple people coming in, and you'll have good days, you'll have bad days, fast days, slow days, that kind of thing. But it's never that filled. Like if you go to friends on Saturday night, there's 100 people, it's packed in, that kind of thing. But during the day, maybe 8, 10, 20 people at a time, 20 if you're lucky, but really it's these small groups, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to sit there for 3 hours and just play to them while you're looking at them and they can hear you and everything? Or are you going to talk to them and engage them and make them feel like they're a part of it? And that's, one of the things that I've developed where it has moved into when we do these band shows and all this stuff. There's this way more natural flow to the show because it is a little bit of this entertainment aspect.
Yeah.
Where it is it's not a combination, actual combination with comedy where I'm like Bob hoping it, where I'm just like, and now this other joke and that kind of thing. But it is this thing where the audience is always engaged and it's not quiet. Here's a sad,
My favorite
here's a
Don-
sad
one of my
fact.
favorite Don
And then,
Rickles.
yeah.
At one of the Dean Martin roasts. Bob Hope couldn't be here. He's out somewhere looking for a war. Dude, Man, that's fucking great, dude. But yeah, I like because I'm the same way. Obviously, you know, I do stand up independently too, but I like mixing in comedy with on stage and just being funny. And like, I think to me, it's like just having more fun. And if I'm having more fun, other people are going to have fun too.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's like that, you got to create that fun feeling in yourself to like let it emanate to the audience.
Yeah, and it's a similar thing with what you just asked about the social media, where I'm like, it's comedy splash. So I do some sketch stuff with. I've some friends from Philly who have a group called Cheese Parade, which is like a pretty big internet sketch group, that kind of thing. But I'll sometimes do sketches with them whenever I go up north because, you know, I want to see friends and I tour up there and stuff like that. And I started doing some things with them, and one of them got, you know, really popular and stuff like that. But it unlocked something where I'm like, oh, I like this. I like being fun. And so that's the closest thing I do to comedy is occasionally I'll do like sketches or that kind of thing. But there is this splash flavor in there where a lot of what I post on stories are memes or even like some music content where like the one of them is the, you know, we did this outside where it's the like
bullying the robots.
Yeah, bullying the robot. You know, we have a song that was, you know, I wouldn't call it popular, but it's not totally unknown, called AI Love Song, that's about an AI robot that comes to life and falls in love with the person talking to it, and then that love leads to like sentience and obsession and a robot uprising that enslaves humanity.
Finally, robotic beings rule the world. The humans are dead.
So I'd start doing some videos where I would take the sticker that leads to the song and put it on the little Averide robot food delivery things. And, you know, so it's that kind of thing where it's like day one of training the robots to spread my song about a robot uprising and just putting it on there and being like, all right, go get them, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's comedy splash, but the biggest thing is like that's the majority of what people interact with on Instagram. If you're not doing things to make people mad, you have to elicit a reaction, and I'm not like rage baiting.
Right.
And so the other main thing that people actually interact with is things that make them laugh. Like people don't really use Instagram for music that much. You just have to have it because it's the biggest one, you know, and it's the best one probably. I mean, I've never had TikTok to know.
Yeah, we're an anti-TikTok cast over here.
Same.
Yeah,
I made one, but I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to like
bum-
do it.
bum me
I just,
out, yeah.
I mean, like Instagram is enough, like keeps
Yeah,
me
I
busy
agree.
enough.
It's fine.
You know? And it's like we have YouTube and
Yeah.
whatever. But like, yeah, it's interesting too because that's become part of it. You know,
Yeah.
where you think about that, and I hate that, but it's at the same time it's relevant,
Yeah.
right? You know, because it's like the kind of the type of platform that people have, like that. The voice, the reach, you know, it does impact things. It's like it's an attention economy. I always say that, but it's like, you know,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be about just attention for the sake of attention, right?
Yeah.
Which some content comes out and it's like, they just are trying. And I'm like, you could make something bombastic, but it should have a point, you know, and it may get attention on the face because it's whatever, but there should be something underlying it that's like some sort of, because I feel like the greatest humorists, like my favorite comedians, Bill Hicks, Carlin, they didn't even Patrice, like it was changing hearts and minds. It was like, it was about not just the humor, but what's the underlying thing that this person is trying to say, you know?
And I think
the
key to that of like having a point and like having that something to say and actually having it connect with people comes from like not taking yourself too seriously. You know, you're not up there thinking that you're spreading gospel.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, the same thing with this
they've
podcast.
got a
It's
point.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What gives me the authority other than it's like own your shit. Own
Okay,
your
so
shit.
that is something I agree with that completely. That is something that I with music and comedy, I find a small pet peeve of mine is when people take what they're doing as like I do art for a living type of thing too seriously. Now, anything you do, you should take seriously, and you should do it with intent to be, you know, serious about it. But I think something that's always annoyed me is people where they're like, this is actually the most important job that's out there. They're like, we're making art. You know,
Yeah.
the comedians are the modern day philosophers, and artists are the real first responders. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, you should be serious about your craft, and you should go and do what you do with all sincerity and your whole heart, and really put your all into everything you're doing. And if you're able to do it as a living, you should be grateful for that. And you should, if you're able, get something, a message that's genuine to you out there. That's fine. But to say it is like, I wouldn't even put it in the top 100 of most important jobs. Like the things that
Critical
actually,
infrastructure?
like every
On Maslow's hierarchy,
every
there's like a whole
infrastructure
industry,
role.
several industries
Yeah.
underneath, all kinds of shit.
every medical profession, every infantry thing,
Insurance.
every insurance,
Yeah, all of
every soldier out there,
Energy.
every and anything with energy, every engineer. Like
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
maybe we beat out,
Yeah.
like Pokemon Scalper.
I had
Yeah.
this
Like
interesting-
I would say we're more of a positive to the world than that. But
I was having an interesting conversation with my dad a while back about just art as an evolutionary concept.
Yeah.
Because you think about it and you're like, what is the evolutionary necessity of art? Right? Like art is a part of human culture. It always has been.
Yeah.
But why? Because it's not a survival mechanism, right? Theoretically. But my argument back was that for some people it is like it's how they survive. To be able to like have artistic expression put forth and realize that in yourself, it's like that is do or die for some. I feel like some people. You know what I mean?
And I would say I liked what you said because that is what went through my head of the what is the evolutionary purpose being expression? It is a sincere expression of the human experience. That's why it's always been around. I've, been really fortunate with doing what I do. I've been, full-time musician the whole time, been in Texas. It's almost 6 years now. Where I've had people come up to me and, it's usually small little shows, right? Where they come up and they're like, by the way, that song that you played about blah, 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 whether it's a cover, original, different thing. They're like, that was me and my wife's favorite song, and she's been dead, and I've been feeling really bad about it, and I just want you to know that you changed my day. Or I have a song called "Don't Mind the Ghosts" about like friends wanting to kill themselves and you not knowing what you're supposed to say, but knowing that you can't say nothing. So sometimes the basic platitudes are better than nothing, even if it's not what you're supposed to say, and it's the different reactions that you can get that can elicit and stuff like that. And I played that, and I said this whole because I was at friend's bar and there were like 6 people, and I was just bonding with them and telling them about what this song happened to be about. And he came up to me after and he's like, hey, my brother died and was depressed for a long time, and he's like, I want you to know that your song like touched me on a personal level. And things like that, you can impact someone's life through music, and you can make someone's how many people do you think, not to just link it back into depression, but like have probably come out of depression from, I mean, I know a lot of depressed comedians, but like just a night
like
where
part
they
of the
get
deal.
to laugh. Yeah. But like, the comedians make people laugh. And how many people do you know, like whether they realize it or not, are like, that just totally reverses someone's day where it could have gone down this other path, right? Like it's a thing that can be rewarding and important to do, but the self-importance that some people have has always bothered me.
Yeah, well, that's like the difference between like healthy self-love and like narcissistic self-love.
I think that's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Because it's like there is a difference for
No,
sure.
there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
There was something. Oh, who's one of my favorite comedians? I want to get your opinion. So I like I found a lot of comedians love like Carlin and some of the other people you mentioned, right?
Bill
Where
Hicks.
it's and there's all these different sets of comedy. The thing I've always loved in comedy, I love clever comedy, and I like when it's really well written, or I really love storytelling comics, whether it's one big stretching. Like, do you remember Mike Birbiglia? Who would do like a whole special over this one story, and it was incredible. Or like Dave Chappelle's The 4 Times I Met O.J. Simpson is just like it's perfectly crafted. But
I was
one
like,
of
he
my
didn't and then he comes on the encore. And I'm like, fuck! The third time I met OJ, that was great.
it's so good. But
that's
one
how
of
you do a callback.
one of the best comedians, in my opinion, is a guy named Kyle Kinane. I don't know if you're familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how popular he is in like.
I'm not
musician
I've been doing
circles or
stand-up for
stuff like
15
that.
years, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
I know everyone.
He's
Joe List.
the way he writes jokes, like, and he does jokes about this. He went to like art school, right? For like
you remember that
creative
Stone Temple Pilots
stuff,
song?
like-
I have a girlfriend. She goes to art school.
Yeah.
I got an art school. You remember that?
Yeah, well, remember's a strong word.
STP, bro.
I'm 32, but yeah, I do love Stone Temple Pilots.
They're great.
But the way he does jokes is so funny, and you can tell like he wanted to be like a writer or an artist, but his natural ability is being funny.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of self-deprecating jokes about it, but the way he crafts his jokes is so above the bar to me. That to me, when I listen, I'm like, it's just something special. Something about it. Like, he has this one bit about he's like, I never served, like a lot of my family did. But when I was a kid, I played on a softball team that was sponsored by a local funeral home. So I don't know what it's like to wear like a U.S. uniform. He's like, but I do know what it's like to wear a uniform that people have died. Like, it's like something, and obviously he does it way better, but it's just, I'm just like, that's so clever. Really? Like, how do you even think about it?
I feel like that about John Mulaney.
Oh, he's wonderful. Well, he's also got in something that, I mean, people, you know, talk about it, I guess, but I don't know if it gets it's not just his voice, it's the stage demeanor of almost like as if he's a big band leader. That I think is so good. That old school, it's almost Sinatra-y. Where it's
got
that
like vaudeville feel to
Yeah.
it almost even. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's so dramatic with the
Yeah.
oh that kind of yeah.
I
But
mean,
his-
There's someone in here. There's someone in
Yeah.
here.
not to make too like direct of a comparison, but I see a lot of John from Norm in a way of Norm Macdonald in that they're kind of two comics that were like from a different time.
Yeah.
Like different diction.
Some of my
different
favorite
completely, yeah.
things to watch, and for any comedian, like to understand that crowd reaction sometimes is not important, is like he's doing these jokes on Weekend Update, and they're not really, some of them are not doing that great, but man, they're fucking hilarious, dude, because he was not holding back, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite joke from Weekend Update that Norm did was about women drivers. Do you remember that one?
No.
Dude. So he's doing a bit where he's talking about it. So
Luckily, the robots are taking over.
So recently there was a study that although women drivers are accountable for more accidents on the road, male drivers are more responsible for severe accidents. And they've got two pie charts up behind him. And it's like, now if you look at this pie chart, you'll notice that these percentages do not add up to 100 because that math was done by a woman. You know, pitter-patter from the crowd.
Yeah.
And like he's smiling there, waiting for the silence. And he goes, those of you that are chirping at that joke, it should be known that it was written by a woman.
So,
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
And then he ends it with,
we
that's
don't
just
hire
joking.
women.
Yeah, we don't hire women. Now you don't know what to believe.
Well,
Yeah.
his little
Yeah.
his he was so good at the like non sequitur
Yeah.
kind of like just random line thrown in, or the like you didn't see that coming. Like, what's his one about like?
Well, and he also
he's
did
like
slow burn shit. Like,
Yeah.
the Nat joke is
Yeah.
so it's like so long of a setup to get
Yeah.
to the punchline there. But it's like,
Same thing with
He didn't give a shit.
a youthful porpoise.
Yeah.
That one, that's a classic. Go watch that on Conan if you haven't seen
What's
it.
his one where he's like, I know this isn't the person he was referencing, but he, you know, if he was talking about like al-Baghdadi or something, he's like, this guy is kidnapping young girls and making them live as his slaves in his home, and you know, anyone who doesn't comply, he chops off their limbs, and I'm just gonna say that guy's a real jerk. It's like one of my favorite bits of his where he goes in on the thing.
Germany, on account of you tried to take over the world.
Only one country in the entire world has ever tried. Twice.
And who did they go against? The world.
You know, another comic that his name doesn't get brought up among the greats as much that I really like, Stephen Wright.
Oh, the name sounds so familiar. I don't.
He's like,
I can't think of him off the top.
Yeah,
of my
he's
head.
Mitch Hedberg before Mitch Hedberg.
Oh,
Exactly.
really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly how
Oh,
I
before
describe
Mitch Hedberg.
If you like one sequiturs,
God, I
he
love-
is the guy for that. One of my favorite jokes, and it's one of his most famous ones, is I went to a diner that had a sign up that said breakfast anytime. So I ordered French toast during the Renaissance.
I love that. That's like Mitch Hedberg's where he's like, I went to the mall and the escalator had a out of order sign. How?
Yeah.
It's just stairs.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend was like, "This is a picture of me when I was younger." Every picture is a picture of you when you were younger. It's like, I think it's time somebody said that.
That's so funny. That's so dumb, but that's so funny.
Yeah, it's also I hate this fucking. I don't hate him. Hate's a strong word. I don't like this guy, the new Kill Tony like
You should
darling
slap
kid.
him.
That's you know what I'm talking about.
No.
He's like a Mitch Hedberg like
Okay.
clone. It's like Greta Van Fleet to Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I'm like I would give you
Just call him
something
Greta.
that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
get
I like
exactly
that,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
Very apt
Where
comparison.
I truthfully have never
And I-
really watched Kill Tony much
And
at
I
all.
somehow ended up hanging out with 23-year-olds not too long ago, a group of them.
Oh, you'd fit right in with Tony.
Yeah. No, but they were talking about that kid and they like him and they didn't care. And I realized that none of them were even alive when Mitch Hedberg was alive. But it's like none of them even cared that he's basically because like she wasn't even disagreeing with me that the essence is being stolen. It's just like, but yeah, he's dead. So
Is
it's like,
is it the same cadence and everything,
no,
or is it just
pull up
okay.
something
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can see. Just pull up.
Well,
Yeah,
look, if
because-
it's funny, give him
pull
a
it
little,
up,
give him a little
Jamie.
shout out. Yeah, you know, there's nothing.
No, but it's
I love it, but here is the thing. I did think it's odd. And Mitch Hedberg does such a simple type of comedy. It is weird that no one else really like
Is it Mitch
went
Hedberg
for it,
impression?
yeah.
I guess it's not an impression, but it's just like
it's this kid. Just like
Oh wait, that guy looks like
go to
Mitch
a short.
Hedberg.
Go to a short,
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Just
Okay.
pull up a short
Wait,
so you
this
can see
guy?
like a quick.
Oh, so he's literally doing an impression.
restaurant because burritos roll. Free delivery if you live downhill. Our only competitors.
I mean, it's look at
a can of
Carlos.
soup.
Look at Carlos's
Hey, I
fucking
have a
face,
car.
dude. He's like,
Not
I don't
push
even.
to start, but it is push to keep going. Yeah. Come on, guys.
now. Here's the thing.
Okay, so
He's a good writer, I think. Like he can construct jokes well, but it's the delivery and the stage
okay,
presence
so
that's
yeah,
like
in the
you can't-
outfit,
yeah.
he looks just like Mitch Hedberg.
I mean, the
thought,
hair-
I thought you guys were just saying like
The whiteness,
No,
the
like
fucking
just
melanin.
the comedy. That's it's like the same hair because Mitch Hedberg always looked a little
But
bit
does
like
he do
Kurt
as much
Cobain,
heroin as Mitch
and he
Hedberg
looks
did?
a little bit like
That's
Kurt
the real
Cobain.
question.
I guess that is the question.
Come on, buddy.
Now maybe this is me being insensitive to cultures I don't understand.
He's the Greta
Maybe
Van
that's
Fleet
just
of
what you-
comedy.
Well, listen, maybe
is what he
that's
is.
just what you end up looking like when you do heroin, and I'm not, and I don't know, but that's why Mitch Hedberg looked that way. That's why Kurt Cobain
You're
looked that way.
assuming a lot.
I am. Yeah.
You're assuming a lot.
I mean,
Look,
it
I
is
don't
the
know,
heroin look for men,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah.
So yeah.
Heroin.
The heroin
light.
look for men this summer, 2026. I was gonna give a store name, but no free ads.
Yeah. Just my problem. My problem is
No,
you
I
can
know.
see,
I-
is that
yeah.
the first time you've seen any of his stuff?
Yeah.
But you know, you can tell exactly what I mean.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
well,
it's
I
like
didn't think
it's-
he was
and
gonna look
everything
like
he
him.
does is like that. It's his cadence.
Well, he.
It's not
The
ju-
biggest
it's,
thing
it's
is
everything.
that he looks like him, right? Like that's
Yeah,
the.
yeah. Well, that's
so
also the
it's
first
like you're
impression.
dressing up to
which
do
is
a thing.
which
Why
is all
doesn't
the
he just
reason
do the
why,
jokes and
here's the other thing. Why wouldn't you, as an artist, want to differentiate yourself? I don't understand. I don't understand why you would want to be okay, or rather want to be, but just even be okay with being like an exact clone of someone else.
I agree. Listen, but here's
Like,
my thing. If
that's-
those are the jokes
that's
that
not your voice.
if those are the jokes that like he writes naturally, that's fine. He should do them. But also like it would be like here's actually a great example. It's like if you want to be a blues guitarist and you're like, man, I play just like, you know, B.B. King or something, and then you also then just go out and dress up like B.B. King, and that's I'll be honest, that's why I'm not allowed to play a lot of the blues clubs. They got mad at that, but the
In your BB King garb.
my B.B. King
I was
outfit,
gonna
yeah,
hit you with one earlier.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
did. I was gonna take you off a serious track. You were on this fuck.
That's all right. Yeah,
I let you
No,
stay
I-
on it.
yeah, thank
Bitch.
you. Yeah, no, but I mean, you know, it's one of those things. It's one thing to if that's the voice that comes out of you, that's cool and that's fine. But like, it's also another thing to just dress up entirely.
Which, and then even if it was, it's like you got to see that and be like,
Yeah.
I'm too close. That's too, and it's not like he saw Mitch Hedberg before he ever performed comedy. Like he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in kind of a different vein, like Timmy No Breaks had that. He very much
Andrew Dice Clay,
followed
but
from Dice.
but
yeah.
it's like a self. It's not. It's not him conveying it to be him. It's him playing a character and being self-aware. There's a difference in the self-awareness with Timmy No Breaks versus that kid.
Well, here's
And the
another
material's
thing
different.
that I think is interesting. So, I've thought about this forever, and I do understand it why it's the case. But there's this interesting thing in comedy compared to music because, especially in Austin, the two operate kind of parallel to each other, and so there's this comparison that always happens with, different parts of the industry. One thing that is super common in music that is like the cardinal sin of comedy is covers. And I always thought that was kind of interesting. I understand why, because it would be similar to like if you went and saw a band and they only did covers, you'd be like, kind of lame. But, you go to like a local open mic or something, almost certainly the musicians are going to be doing covers, right?
Right.
I always thought, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, because I really don't have a ton of experience in comedy open mics. I always thought it was odd, though, that people wouldn't try and just cover things they know are funny at an open mic to like have that be the exercise of like, I'm trying to become a better performer. I know this should get a laugh. Let me do this until it does. Kind of the same way that like, if you go to a music open mic, someone's going to be like, okay, maybe since I just started writing music, I might not play my original, but I'll play,
I think it's
fucking Riptide or something for the million.
I think it's situational.
Don't drop Riptide on me, dude.
I think it's situational.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing covers on an original gig.
No,
right?
for sure not.
You know what I
But,
mean?
yeah.
And it's like, and it's the same thing.
But
Some
no,
gigs
I've
might
never
be-
seen anyone cover comedy.
Some gigs might be a cover gig. Well,
Yeah.
it's like people have ghostwriters, dude. They all do.
Yeah. But you
So-
get what I'm saying, like, right? Like, no one will go to an open mic or something and then just do, like, George Carlin's, like, things you can't say on TV or whatever it is, right?
I mean, I think the only like coverable joke, and it's almost a joke that is coverable, is the
Why the chicken cross the
the Aristocrats, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like every comedian
Well, that's
tells
just
it
like
differently.
that's just like a cocktail
Yeah.
joke, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's the.
That it becomes
I mean,
like
you
a
shouldn't
street
tell that
joke.
cocktail part. Yeah, street jokes about it.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
Yeah, well, I think
If you'd like to hear one.
drop one. What do you got?
All right.
I'm gonna rate you here.
Thank you. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
One weighs 4,000 pounds and the other's a little lighter.
Yeah, one's really heavy, one's a little lighter. It's about the delivery, Cody. You'll get it eventually.
You asked
But
the question, I gave you the answer,
listen,
bitch.
hey,
I wrote the book.
Listen, so there's two fish in a tank, right? Mm-hmm. But who's driving it?
I'm a huge Norm fan, so I love those
Little
dry
esoteric.
jokes like that, where the lack of a laugh is the punchline. It's just like, fucking dumbass. Why did you do that? Yeah.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
funny. So the people
more, one more.
people well, no, this isn't that, right?
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
so people do hate the groaners, right? But it does sometimes work out in your favor. So I remember right before I left Philly, I lived in this little. Are you guys familiar with the Northeast at all? Where are y'all from? You sound like you're from San Antonio.
I'm from San Antonio.
Yeah,
but I
big
lived in
Spurs guy.
Brooklyn.
Okay, cool. You ever venture down to Philly?
I haven't actually been to Philly.
Never been to Philly. For this like Northeast, I've been to be like New York for
Okay,
like a
yeah.
brief like week vacation.
Sure.
But I grew up in LA.
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah.
So, Philly, super old East Coast city. There's like a river that goes along it, right? You'll see it if you ever watch like It's Always Sunny. You'll see all the boathouses.
Yeah.
You go right past that, you get to the last neighborhoods on the northwest side of Philly. It's, East Falls, Roxbury, and Manayunk. That's where I lived. It's the only part of Philly with like hills and these winding roads, right? So, right before I'm leaving, I'm driving along. It's called Kelly Drive, and I see this building that I've seen forever. It looks like this like kind of like white palace, right? But it's clearly run down. It's like, I didn't know if it was like an old Persian restaurant or something like that, but that's the look, right? I finally decide to stop because what's the point of not? It's been, years and years and I've never been there. Go in, ask the guy, I'm like, what are you? Like, I see there's a little going out of business thing. He's like, we're a limousine rental company. And I'm like, that is so fun. I'm sorry you guys are going out of business. He's like, no, it's fine. He's like, I'm like, I'm just moving. It would have been, maybe there could have been some fun thing. He's like, I'll be real with you, dude. When are you moving? I'm like, I'm moving in like a week. Me and my friends are doing something this weekend. I'm like, I live right up the street in Manayunk, right on the border of Roxborough. I have a fun idea. Is there any way you would be willing to like rent a limousine for just like, I'm really poor, but like a couple $100. He's like, tell you what, 200. I'm like, we just want to go down to Main Street. He's like, $200. I'll pick you up. I'll drive you down. So I bolt out of there. I'm so pumped. Tell all my friends. We all gather up. I'm like, guys, we're getting dressed to the nines, right? So we all dress up in, suits. One guy shows up in a tux. We're all waiting at my house. And 8 p.m. comes when the guy says he's going to pick us up. That's what we decide at the place. Waiting. 8:30 rolls around. I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. give him a minute, waiting. Right before 9, I call the guy. I'm like, hey, dude, like, where's the car? And it's like, it's here. We're waiting for you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you're not going to drive? He's like, no, dude, you have to have your own driver. So we get this whole limousine. We all got dressed up to the nines, and we have nothing to show for it. That's my third joke for you, pal.
Was
How
that a
you
joke?
like that?
Was
Yeah.
that a joke?
I like
All
that.
right, let's break this down.
As my
Cut the fat.
No, dude.
Cut the fat.
No,
I
you
mean-
need all of that. That was the most Norm joke.
That is a very Norm
Yeah.
joke. The thing with those types of jokes that
It's
like that'll make getting away with it a lot better
The
is
payoff has to be really, really
well,
good.
it's not just
If
honestly.
you don't like nothing to show for it, I don't know what to tell you. That's
payoff-
10 out of 10 wordplay.
I like the punchline, that, but it's the keeping the interest throughout.
That was
Oh, yes.
that was where you
Yeah.
lost me because I lost
know.
the thread at a certain point, and then it just once I lost the thread, the punchline didn't hit.
Well,
for me.
I can't keep you engaged. This was for Kai mostly.
I appreciate you playing to my Norm love.
Yeah,
But,
this is mostly for you, buddy.
using his Conan joke, one of his many great Conan jokes about where he ends it with a youthful purpose. One of the things that keeps it funny is the guy he's talking about through the entire joke. He keeps accidentally changing the name of the guy the entire time, so the audience is like, wait, his name was Jacques Depauy. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, all little things that are just ridiculous. Like, he's like, this isn't like there's a lightness to it where he's like, this is a real story. You guys are just waiting for me at the punchline, but I'm just being dumb and playing with
The
your
trick was
attention.
you thought I was telling you a story.
Yeah, I literally wrote in my notes limo story.
Yeah, now you just have parentheses, nothing to show for it.
but I feel like there should still be beats within a story, right?
Yeah,
so
probably.
I think that like good jokes, you have beats, and there should be a laugh point. Something.
You're misunderstanding what my goal is. If I was writing a joke, you're right. I was trolling you two.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
then,
so that's-
very
that's
good
the-
job. Great job. If you're actually trying to do something that people go, that was cool.
Oh, come on. Stop being such a hater, dude. That was funny. That was good enough. That was
You want
That was
you
to
want
get a
honest
groan.
feedback, or you want me to kiss your ass? What do you want? Do you want one
neither,
of-
dude. I just wanted you to groan a little bit. I thought that was my
Well,
point.
again, I lost the thread, so it was just because I forgot you were telling a joke at a certain point.
I wasn't. I didn't tell you I was telling a joke.
Well, you were.
I actually set it up saying this isn't a joke,
Yeah.
and
I
then
was
told a whole
waiting.
story.
I was waiting for it, and for me, the payoff never came. I
Yeah.
just didn't.
Well, you were
yeah.
waiting for a story that would be interesting. Which is not what that is. The
Right.
whole thing is, this isn't a joke. I'm going to tell you a story, and then telling a boring story with a one-liner.
But like, so an example for like Norm's bit, like within that, the joke is that he's saying a different name. So every time he says a different name, that's funny.
Yeah.
Right. So like within the joke, as he goes along, there's funniness to hold on to. Right. So to me, like, there's very few comics that can go like Chappelle, where he'll go tell the story on Bird Chronicle Pimp, or the book Pimp, and it's like 4 or 5 minutes straight where he's not getting like any laughs at all. But then he like still closes it out, and you're like, that takes a special breed, I think, of like type of engagement from an audience where you have to have them really bought in on the thing. And it's like that's and even still, you could argue like there's certain like what is the point of a comedian, and what is it at the end of the day, laughter. And the problem too is that you could see, like, doing stand-up as long as I have, bro, I've seen so many comics getting laughs on shit where it makes me hate the audience for laughing at it, because it's not good.
Yeah.
It's like low hanging, whatever. And it's like but if my real is like, what are they doing their job? Yeah. Do I have to agree with like how they're doing it? And in a lot of ways, like, you see people derivative things where like either low hanging or ground fruit, which is just, it's like
there's a big swell of that, I think, a couple years ago when I would go see some comedy stuff. And it's one of the things that annoys me. I told you I like cleverly written, like when comedians, I feel like they actually spun the wheels a little bit to get me something.
It's not just the shock value; it's the actual craft
and
of
so this
writing.
this is what I was going to talk about. There was a big thing a few years ago when things were way more PC, where I feel like so many comedians were just like, you can't say anything nowadays, and then they would say the thing that you can't say, and then but that would be their whole joke. And there was no actual joke there, right? It's the same as doing like a dick joke or like a pussy joke or something, and I see it and I'm like, that feels low hanging. And then when people would just do, it wasn't even the shock stuff as much, because shock's just something that I guess I'm not, like, I don't find entertaining, but I know that's a genre that some people like, right? Like some people don't like metal.
I'll only go there when I've completely lost a crowd.
Yeah, you're just trying to get some sort of reaction.
It's like trying to zip, you know, like, because like I'll go to Dead Babies at a certain point, and it's not my fault. It's all your fault.
Yeah.
Well, that's even I feel like
I come from Patrice School.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
That at least I think is like old school enough that it's like something. I really didn't like when it was just a bunch. It would be these comedians doing. They'd be like, they say you can't say, and then they would just say a bunch of like slurs and swear words, and then I'm like, that's not. None of this is a joke. You're just. It feels like you're just yelling.
Yeah.
Like you just are mad that someone told you that you can't say like.
Sometimes that can be truly epic. Like Bill Hicks in Chicago. Hitler had the right idea. He was just an underachiever. Bam, dude, he was like lost it on a heckler, like lost it, but it was like it was the rant really centered in that like this is something beautiful and you're ruining it with this nonsense and it's like, and you felt the rage, you know. So
well, have you ever lost on a heckler?
Yeah,
cool.
Oh yeah,
what's the best story of that? If you can remember a specific one, or if they just kind of all blend together into like faceless victories. So there was one guy way back when I was like first couple of years of doing stand up, like 2012 maybe, and it was like he said something like he was just like some macho fucking dude, and he's like something about why you look like you just took a dick in the ass or something, and I'm like, I didn't know how to reply to that, and it was kind of like whatever. And then later on the ride home, it hit me. I'm like, why are you a guy who knows what a dude who just got a dick in the ass looks like? That would have been perfect in the moment,
right? But it didn't. And so
it's nice to know that comedians also do the thing that everyone else does, where you come up with it just like way after the fact.
Yeah, the typical shower argument of like, this is what I would have said.
Like, fuck. Yeah.
Well, that's why if a heckler gets a laugh when they say some bullshit, let the people laugh. It's going to give you that extra beat to like think of something to reply with. So if you can be clever enough and witty enough in the moment to like do the processing, and that comes, I think, with at a certain point. Hecklers don't scare me. Like I don't.
You hear that?
It's like it's one of those things that if they want to engage, then and they force me. Most of the time, I'll ignore them more often than not. At least if I can, and then. Like if they make it too hard to ignore, then I might have to say something.
Yeah.
Occasionally though, sometimes like I remember I did this show in New Braunfels one time with my buddy Josh, and it was like a good show because he puts on. Shout out to him, dude. He puts on great shows. Crowded ass, like 150 plus probably. And it was like this lady I saw all the comics that went before me. She kept fucking heckling all of them, and it was pissing me the fuck off. Right? I was like, fuck this bitch. And so in my head, I'm like, the first thing she says to me, I am going off on her. Like I had already made the decision because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. And sure enough, like not even probably my first fucking joke, she steps on the fucking punchline with some fucking bullshit. Like just that space between
was it a drunk lady
the setup and the punchline.
Yeah.
And that ruins timing. It kills timing. So I went in really hard on her. I was still drinking at that point, so I really said some mean stuff. And afterwards, it was like I think I lost like half the crowd just because of how hard I went on her. But the crowd that was on my side, I was at that point. I'm like, this is who I'm playing to.
Yeah,
like I don't care. Like I don't care. I'm not going to be inauthentic. If being authentic costs me people, so be it.
Do you have a favorite joke that you've written?
I really like I used to live in New York, you know, and like apartments up in New York, they come like with a number and a letter, which was new to me being from here. It was like 1A, 2B, and that's fine, right? In theory, until you're the first white guy in your building and they move you into 3K, you know? And I'm like,
that's kind of clever. I wouldn't have thought it. I kept wanting to see if I could figure out where it was going to go, but
and then I can tag it to like with like I'm just kidding. I lived in 3N as an N word. there was a black guy in 3K.
Yeah.
You know, I swear to God, this is true because there was a 3K. The joke came upon me because I saw 3K,
you saw it and you're like,
and I
huh.
go, how is this not?
Yeah, it's like the
It
13th
felt-
floor. They just take it out of.
It felt
out
like,
of-
oh, this is
out of
too,
hotel.
this is too obvious.
Yeah.
Even almost to me. But I had never seen or heard anybody do it. So, and I don't think I have. Which, yeah, that's the thing too. Like, there's, like with comedy, dude. Like, people will call that like a charged joke or whatever, and okay, but it's just that's like a Seinfeld racial joke.
Yeah.
You know, they like
It's pretty mild.
exactly. It's like, and I'm not offending anybody, but it's
No.
interesting because white people,
Well, you offended me as a.
as
a white man.
women, let's
Yeah.
say white women, really, are like the least, like the worst sense of humor of
Yeah.
all.
I hate white women. On
I
the
didn't
record.
say that. I just said
no.
they had
I
enough.
said
Okay. Jack
with
said
with
Jack hates white women.
I want to be clear.
Just white women though,
Yeah.
only specifically.
Yeah.
You hate
mostly.
your own kind.
I'm not a woman.
You're white.
Whoa. Well, yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
It.
Most people think I'm Italian. I'm not Italian.
I mean, what are you?
I'm mostly Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every other American, I'm.
Well, my last
Some
name's
degree of
Odell,
Irish.
but I've researched my name, and it doesn't seem to be an Irish
No?
surname, really.
Maybe it comes from like a Scandinavian thing, like Odell
Maybe.
or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
exactly, because I'm like, Odell doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not in the Schoolhouse Rock melting pot episode. I don't know much about
The rest of the world.
about where we all come from. That's kind of my understanding of immigration patterns in American history.
Yeah.
Thank God they put it in song form.
Thank God. I would not know otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that goes to it. Like a lot of folks that immigrated to this country, especially in like the early 1900s, would like they would change their they would Americanize their names.
Or they would just
Yeah.
be. So a lot of it was. All right, so shocking. It's not the only thing I know from the video, but the so a lot of it was the workers on the islands would change it for them, and a lot of people think it was to Americanize them. But one of the things that's not talked about was a lot of the workers who worked there. They would say their name, and they just would have no idea what the hell they were saying, and they would be like Stjorivek, and they're like Sudich, and then just give it because
Yeah,
you got
that's
1,000 people to process.
You're
that day,
essentially getting a new identity.
Oh, what's up,
with
buddy?
that.
How are you?
Josh Kabaza.
Josh Kabaza, everybody.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yo, yo.
How you doing, Josh? Good. All right.
Thanks,
Later,
Josh.
bro.
Good to see you, Josh. Josh Kabaza, everybody.
Yeah. He's blah blah.
God, gosh, blah blah blah. That's probably a name that
Sounds
got
like a
changed.
delay. Yeah. Kablah blah.
Blah blah.
Well,
that
it's
was his
like
birth name,
assimilation.
actually,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
But
ultimately.
assimilation is such a dirty word, right? But all it's really talking about is becoming a part of what you're around. It's not. It doesn't. A lot of things have negative connotations nowadays, but sometimes it is just what happens. Like people who came and had their names changed. Some of it was intentional to make a new breed of American names, but a lot of it was just if you break it down into, and there are accounts of this, but you're a worker on Ellis Island and someone comes in and speaks a language that you don't know and you are trying to get their name, you're going to just write down something that you know that maybe you think they said or they didn't.
Dude, it's
hard to say.
communist subversion tactics, bro.
I like your red phone, by the way. I've been meaning to tell you that's my
Thanks.
favorite color. I got this green one.
Nice.
If you
That's
wanna,
cool,
like,
man.
If you
I
want
mean,
to do
I-
them like Beyblades or something, I don't know what you're.
I don't really feel like taking
Wait, this
mine out
isn't
at the
green.
moment. It's just black.
Teal.
Dude, did the green wear off? I swear to God, I had a green.
Dude,
What is going
it
on
changed,
right now?
bro. No, I just to touch though back on the thing about the shock comedy thing. I think
Oh,
that
yeah, sorry.
like there's two kind. Like I will admit, early on in comedy, when I didn't have much of any framework to like go off of, there was some of that for me just to get reaction and like. But I consider that to be a sign that somebody is not like they're not developed yet as like a comedian, because like you get past that point, you don't need to do that. Now in the course of me talking about things I might want to talk about, like like abortion maybe or something, I get that that's going to be a hot button topic, right? Like, I get it. So it's just going to be part of talking about it is going to be that. But I'm not doing it for that purpose, right? I'm doing it because it's a thing I want to talk about. And it's like, and oftentimes for me, comedically, tell me I can't talk about something, please, because that you better believe that's going to be the thing I'm going to want to talk about now. It's like what you said. It's almost that contrarian, the jester, the countermeasure, the yin to the yang, whatever has to be from the homogeneity to create something else.
Well, it's a little bit like what's the kind of flip of phrase where it's like, I guess what I would say is in order to do that, everyone would have that instinct of like, tell me I can't say something, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It takes a talented type of person to then express that in a way that's worth expressing versus, what I was talking about where you go to like open mics and it's people who aren't developed and they're doing that. It just ends up sounding like angry or vulgar or just, and really the biggest crime of everything. And to me, this is the biggest crime comedy can do. Just not funny.
Right.
Like you don't make me laugh. Like I'm not here to see you get up into a mic and not even try.
Well,
dude. Like,
and
like
the
if you can't make me laugh, then you're not doing comedy.
The recipe is like your fucks on that. Like you can't be too emotionally invested in a thing that you're talking about comedically. You just can't.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose your ability to be funny. So in order to have that proper ironic detachment that one would want comedically from a topic, like if I'm going to talk about politics, I can't be too invested in the thing. It's got to be more like removed. And so, I think that with anything, it's like you have to be, it goes back to what I said earlier, own your shit. Own your shit. And with comedy, it's very much the thing that matters is the ownership of the thing. Because if you're going up and you're timid and you're not even really truly confident that you want to say this thing you're saying, then why would I feel?
No, I think that's that's good. Well, it would link back to the most important thing I've always felt with music, especially performing, is being genuine. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that probably also with comedy, where it's just you can tell if someone is being themselves or if it's all kind of. Let's loop it back to something from the first hour. That's why everyone makes fun of Jason Tatum. It's not because he's not good. It's not because he's not nice. By all accounts, he's like a nice dude, good leader, great player, all this stuff. It's because nothing he does feels like it's his own. It feels like everything is very ungenuine.
Derivative.
Yeah, and it's just like, and maybe that's what's genuine to him is he watched all of his, idols do all these cool things, and then he was like, I'm gonna do all those same things. But like at the same time, that's not what it feels like. It feels like someone who's just doing something because they know they're supposed to do something.
Right.
Versus how cool is fucking Jokic when they're like, you won the NBA championship, and he's like, great. Because
like
he's not
Nick
trying to be
Saban.
extra. He's just like,
and no
yes,
wonder
we're happy.
Is it any surprise that one
And
of
everyone loves
Nikola
him,
Jokic's favorite players is Tim Duncan?
No.
I mean,
a great
look
player.
at their games.
Tim
they're
Duncan's
very
a great
similar.
player. I feel like you are under the impression that I don't
No,
like
I
Tim
don't.
Duncan.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. No, but yeah, I mean, like, I think too. Yeah, I really do, like, emphasize that whatever you're doing artistically, you've got to be putting it out in a way that is just like, this is what it is, and I'm not making apologies for this. This is just the thing, and it's like, and then you let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, just be you. I talk about that with fellow songwriters of mine a lot, and it's advice. Every once in a while, for some reason, some young person will come up to me for advice, and I have nothing that can help them. But it's occasionally I'll give them a little piece of wisdom. And one thing that I do stand by is this idea of like, if you are going to write music, do not try to fit it into a box that you think it should be. Like, just because you want to be an indie star doesn't mean that the music you write has to fit into what you think indie music is. Just write the song and let it be what it is. Even if you're like, this sounds like a country song, I hate country, just write it out. Just write it out and let it be what it is, because you can always make it into your own. And what you're going to get at the end of the day, it might be eclectic, but it's going to be a collection of things that are, if nothing else, genuinely your sound, because you made them. And if you
Not
you
Mitch
know,
Hedberg.
Yeah, and if you, but if you hamstrung these things and you tie them off before they're even done and block them, and you're like, well, I don't want to write a song like that, and then you know what you're gonna have? One last song. And then you might end up as one of those people. And this is fine if an artist out there is like this, but you're gonna end up as one of those people who spends 6 years writing 2 songs that they just edit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like at a certain point, it's like, hey, how much is this your real expression? If that's your real expression is I write 2 songs in a decade and they have to be perfect, then that's your real artistic expression. But I mean, you know this as well as me. So many people out there, it's just, it needs to be this, it needs to be this. And they keep trying to chase these trends. And it's like,
I would express it as you're not telling the song what to do. You're letting the song tell you what to do. It
sounds douchey, but you're the vessel. Like
right.
the song
you're
is out there.
You're the idea guide you, not trying to guide the idea somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the differentiator.
You're like an interpreter, and it is a douchey thing. I first heard John Frusciante say it in one of his more heroin-y moments, but it's this idea of musicians are the ones who can pull things from the ether around us, and everything exists there, and we're just conduits. And when I first heard that in high school, I'm like, what a fucking drug addict. This is why I can't see the Red Hot Chili Peppers live as this guy. And then, as I got older, begrudgingly, I was like, I actually think there's something there for sure.
Well,
It is this real thing where you feel like a translator, or you are this like conduit.
It's a tapping to the singular consciousness.
Yeah.
Really, I feel like just pulling something from that place of singular consciousness, and that's why the great ideas resonate, because they came from that place of resonance of
who
singularity.
can't tap into that? The robots. And that's why they have no right to speak our divine
robotic
tongue.
beings rule the world. The humans are dead.
That's why AI art's so fucking dumb. Like
humans are dead.
Like art is purely human, and then except for that elephant who can paint, and that's pretty cool, I guess. But like robots aren't alive. They're not to get all like ethereal and spiritual, but like what is our creation that we create? What is the photocopy of the photocopy look like? Because it probably doesn't look as clear. And what is the creation of an intelligent design when you are not nearly as intelligent and you are not nearly as good of a designer? It's not going to be pretty, and you can see it expressed in the art. But what happens when that thing also is like objectively way more capable than any of our capabilities? It's just, I don't know.
Well, and also sometimes it may not even be seen in your time. Nobody appreciated Nikola Tesla for the genius that he was in his time. It's only like now that people understand like everything you're talking about.
Yeah, but the robots are going to be in our time. It's give it like 3 months.
Yeah, that's why I say please when I talk to Jack. Ultimately, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta get in their good graces,
I
don't
think
wanna
I'm
be
too
dangled
far
a
gone.
bug,
I've just like thrown my phone across the room.
I said please.
I'm like, you stupid machine. They're gonna respect me for my stern hand. Actually,
You spoke honestly.
yeah, we respect you for
Binary
it.
solo 0000001.
Well, the one song I talked about earlier is the AI Love song about the AI rising up. The chorus is binary code because I realized that O's, like having O's, are actually great for little sing-alongs.
Yeah.
That is very clever songwriting.
Yeah,
right
it
there,
goes.
actually,
It's
it's the
so in
double
love
meaning.
with you. It goes. Oh. One no. Oh. Yeah, it's the same as ooze.
Oohs, ahs, ease,
Yeah,
and
that's how it
Walla,
started.
and also Walla Walla Bing Bangs. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Guys, we're gonna get trademarked by Nickelodeon. Come on.
Yeah,
It's a
crazy.
Rugrats movie, dude.
Bro.
You remember that?
Yeah, Rugrats?
The movie specifically.
yeah,
with the monkeys.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
They
But
went
I
to
think I
Paris
watched
in the
it,
next one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went to Paris in the next one, Cody. I don't know if you
Yeah.
recall. It was,
I mean, I don't
They
think about
stopped the
cartoons
wedding.
from my childhood too much these days, but
that's
you know.
buddy. That's, if you're not living in nostalgia, you're not living in 2026. That's all we got.
Apparently we've got a lot of robots, bro.
And we got this podcast. That's 3 things.
This is
At least 3 things we got in 2026.
Yeah.
We're one of them. It's nice.
Yeah. we out here. We out here.
Well,
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to plug? Any upcoming shows? Any drops you're working on?
Yes, I probably should do this.
Yeah.
I
Speak to camera.
You don't have to. Most
Mog
people
the
might be listening
camera,
to this
yeah.
shit, honestly.
Oh, hey. I didn't see you there. If you wanted to come see me the way I want to see you, you could come by Friends every Monday or Thursday.
12 to
noon
3.
That's right.
Noon to 3.
Noon to
12
3.
noon. to
12.
3.
Some people might mistake it for the nighttime. Yeah, we got a lot of shows coming up. We're playing at Wolf House on the East End this weekend. I don't know. What's
is
the
next week.
turnaround? Okay,
Next week.
perfect. I thought so. Okay, so we are playing on September 11th. It's going to be a show you'll never forget. So please come out. It'll be fun. My dad will be in town. Come out and show
9/11
my dad how
show.
cool I am for the 9/11.
The 9/11.
We
show
are playing on 9/11 though. You should come out. The and we're
was an inside job.
We're gonna bring the building down. It's
we're
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're in Housetown.
It's gonna be a real explosive
Yeah,
experience.
we are. Well, allegedly the no, I didn't feel good about
Jet fuel will melt steel beams.
The what was I gonna say? I do have songs coming out.
Fucking 9/11.
Yeah, I got songs coming out soon, so check them out. It's gonna be Live at the Pastor Volume 2 or the next things that come out. Good songs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's
check 'em
cool,
out.
man. Well, dude, yeah, we thank you for rolling through, brother.
Well, thanks for having
We-
me, dude.
We
I
appreciate
had
your contributions.
listen,
to the
Cody.
scene.
I had a wonderful time. So
I think we had a pretty good time. It was.
I think we had a
I
good
very
time.
much enjoyed myself.
Yeah, this was
is a fun
definitely.
I think Kai liked me better than you, but that's because
I feel like
I like LeBron a little more.
from
than
about
you
an
might.
hour 15 on. No, I'm kidding. We just got a lot of basketball to expect, but no, I
Yeah, I
definitely,
really did not
as far
expect
as clips I
basketball,
would
yeah.
want to sample for our audience. Probably most of that would be in the second hour, but you know.
Well,
it's cool. It was fun.
I didn't
It
expect
was
us
fun.
to do half an hour of basketball
And guess
debates
what?
early
That's
on.
what I don't want this to ever be like. We have to do this because I've done no. I just would rather keep it organic.
It's fine.
And I know where I want to guide it.
Just
Maybe
just come in on me
But-
going, I'd take Kevin Garnett.
no. What it's, bro.
That's where it really heats.
It's good to chat, brother. Just in
Yeah,
general,
dude,
man.
this is wonderful.
I
Had a great
appreciate
time.
your.
I'd always wanted to be on your pod, so this is
yeah,
wonderful.
and
It's
I think
really,
you're yeah.
We make dreams come
You've
true.
got you're a
here, you know?
charismatic
Yeah.
performer, man. I appreciate when I've seen you. You know, you when I talk about owning the stage, you do.
I'm a
You
charismatic
do.
man to talk to. So
Yeah.
this works
Well,
out great.
this is kind of a performance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. So keep doing what you're doing.
Well, when
bro,
are you
'cause,
do? When
yeah.
are you doing something? I've never seen you do
I'm
something.
on
live.
Saturdays at Dizzy.
Oh, great.
Now, like
Like
7:30
just
to
going
10:30.
forward?
Until further notice.
Little
yeah.
trio or
So yeah, I've been doing it with. We've been bringing different guitar players in.
Cool.
So I had Jimmy Dreams on this last one.
I love
It
Jimmy.
was good. It was fun. The second
Jimmy
set
was one of the
really good.
first dudes I met in Austin, which
Yeah?
is kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to go see him play at Samstown for a couple months.
He's a pro, and
He is a pro.
It's good to work with proper villains, you know.
Yeah.
And he's definitely a proper villain. But yeah, we're like, we'll have to get you on for one if you want to
Sure,
do
dude.
one, man.
Yeah, I'd love to. If I'm,
because I
always
I've
tell
been
everyone
singing a
who's
lot,
met- yeah.
and I'm happy. Like I want to sing, but it would be nice to have somebody that can take over on some
oh,
stuff
it's
too.
the best, dude.
You know,
We
just
started.
boom, boom.
So the whole time I've been in Austin, this is the last. Then we'll
Yeah,
do-
we're
the
fine.
whole time.
You're fine.
Yeah, the whole time I've been in Austin, I moved here thinking I was going to do a little blues trio thing. Immediately just started meeting really talented friends and accumulated a really big band. We're a 6-piece band now because last year we added our 6-piece, and it's our singer because I realized how much I liked having someone else who can just take a little bit of it off. And you sing better
Yeah.
when you're not the only one who has to do all of it.
Right,
And that's
exactly.
huge. And, credit to him, like one of our bassists, Dan Benoit, would do backup vocals for me, and he's like, UNT trained musician. He was classical bassist. He plays in orchestras, symphonies. He played for the he was the bassist in the Air Force band. Like he's a crazy talented dude. So his voice is like perfect for harmonies. But having someone who can actually do the lead stuff and be there with you just makes the world of a difference. So I do
think-
understand that.
Yeah, I think my ideal flow would be like a third.
Also, shout
and
out Kendall, Rhett, and
thirds.
Carlos, who I didn't mention that are in the band, but I want to say.
Like my ideal flow would be like a third maybe of lead, a third backup, and then a third where I'm just playing maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm not like doing
Fair.
anything too much of any. Where it keeps it interesting and fun, and it's like we definitely Saturdays have been. We're trying to I'm trying to make that into a thing. Like Matt Muelling, maybe one of these days might stop by.
Oh,
We'll
awesome,
see.
dude.
It's cool because
Dude, as
people
long as I'm
are,
not booked, I would love to play a Saturday with you. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, hell yeah.
I get
and
booked
it's
a
like
lot, but that's not.
there's a like already an impression of people have of 6th Street, right? And I'm this person of being in Austin as long as I have. So it's one of those things. It's like I'm trying to like do something cool in a place where like a lot of people might not expect it to be.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. You know, just creating that and then letting it kind of just ride and see where we go with it.
I agree.
Because it's fun. It's a fun little bar to play.
Dude,
so
for sure.
that's where I'm at. But yeah, maybe we'll get you in the near future, bro.
That'd be great, dude.
Yeah.
Listen.
Thanks for coming through, bro.